That's the response.
And we're here. So hello and welcome. We should have sound, and we should all be here connected, which we are. we were literally right. We're going to go live, and then we lost someone.
Everything's gone.
What happened?
Oh no! I blame Frank House.
But how is this my fault?
No, it's the perfect time to already start blaming ghosts.
It is.
Like,
Yes.
We've already been spooked. So we're getting the right vibe at least. But hello, welcome to Band of Badgers. I am Dave, your game master and host for this short campaign, and this is our Pathfinder Malevolence series, which is supported by our friends at both Paizo and WizKids. So please go and check them out at paizo.com and wizkids.com. Now, joining me around the gaming table are some more new faces. We have some brand new badges joining us. So, all players, how are you all doing?
Pretty good.
Doing
Good.
ready to get
Yes,
scared.
good,
Excited.
That's the right answers. That's good. That's good. Okay.
A little worried.
Worried? I don't know. I've got nerves, but that's for different things.
I was talking about the game.
No, we'll worry about the game when the game starts. Let's. Which reminds me. I need a beer. Hold on.
I got some whiskey in my coffee. We're doing all right.
We need the whiskey. We need the hard stuff. Right. Just to inform everyone, this story, Malevolence, is a horror story. Myself and the players have already spoken about lines and veils and bits and pieces, and we are comfortable with where this horror game is likely to take us. Now, be warned, there will be no warnings. While I have some idea of when the horror may begin, it is literally all down to my players. Okay, that's the caveat. Now, before we get started, let's just go everyone to introduce themselves. So if you would like to share with everyone watching at home who you are, where can people find you, and a little bit about the character that you'll be playing here today. So let's go around my table. Let's start with Diana.
Hi guys, my name is Diana Restrepo. I am an actor, a sword fighter, also a tabletop role-playing person in the tabletop role-playing world. You can find me on the DAT Network, Norse Foundry, Paizo, and now here. And anyway, I am from Los Angeles, California, and I'm happy to play today, excuse me, for me. Today I am playing a drow witch called Levana. And she has brought all these other people with her here to solve this mystery at this mansion.
That's cool. That's a nice introduction. Okay, let's try Marissa.
Oh, no. I'm always ready. And then you call me, and then I'm not ready.
It all goes out your head.
It's gone. It's gone.
I know.
Hi guys, I'm the resident implant from Paizo. You've seen me before on Band of Badgers, guest starring there. I've been in the Christmas specials. I'm Paizo's web content manager. Today I am playing our resident ghost-obsessed ghost hunting investigator, Delphine Blackwell.
Very nice. Jessa, and not just a new face, but also your first time live.
Yes, I am so excited. Hello, everyone. My name is Jessa Blackthorn. I am an actress, and I also work for WizKids in their marketing department. You might have seen me on their 2 streaming shows, Much Ado About Gaming, which is our board game show, and Model Behavior, which is our RPG showcase. I am so excited. This is the first time I'm doing a live stream for a TTRPG, and I could not be more stoked. You can find me online on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok at @the_Blackthorn. Nightbot will also link you to my Twitter so you can find all that information. But today I am playing Vittoria Autumnforge. She is a human psychic, and she has a very interesting sense of humor. And by that, I mean she has none.
Oh, no.
I'm really excited.
Now, here's if you've been watching some of the Band of Badgers, if you've been catching up on YouTube, do check out our YouTube, youtube.com/Band of Badgers. He is a regular face. He's my walking, talking encyclopedia. He is my monkey. It is Steve. How you doing, Steve?
I'm okay. No cartoons today, then, no.
Well, I was going to keep it like moody and atmosphere. If I start bringing on talking monkeys, it kind of lightens the mood, and we want it kind of be, you know.
Okay. I'll try and
Get
keep
some
it
symbols out, boy. Get some symbols.
So I'm Steve. You will only find me on here because it's only on here that I'm allowed out. Dave only lets me see the light of day and talk to other people on the stream.
That
so,
is true.
You won't find me anywhere else.
Beadle and Grim have gremlins, goblins, and I have a talking monkey.
I mean, why not?
So character-wise, I'm playing Thaddeus Croft. He is a thaumaturge. He does not believe in ghosts, ghouls, or any of that crap.
No.
So he is here to debunk everything. It's just natural gas and hallucinations. Possibly some bandits, maybe a few pirates, but definitely not ghosts. No such thing as ghosts.
So you are.
There is no other side of the veil.
You are the taumaturgist. Taumaturgy. Is that right?
Thaumaturge.
Taumaturge. They come up with some great names at Paizo. Taumaturge. No?
We just set with however you want to say it.
Okay, that's fine. Taumaturge. Taumaturge. Yeah, Taumaturge. And last but not least...
Is that the school? Thaumaturgy.
Last but not least is Eric. Eric Frankhouse. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. Happy to be here. I don't get to play very often, so I'm excited. And I get to play Pathfinder 2, which is one of my favorite systems. Today, I'm going to be playing... I don't want to let all my secrets out. No. Can I just give part of it, Dave? Is that all right?
Yeah, do whatever you like.
I'm going to be playing Togos Dokmir. He is the headmaster at the Temple of Nethys in the Whispering Woods outside of Cheliax. He has pale lavender skin, almost like he's a sun-kissed drow. Really odd looking, but you'll find out why as we play through this. And Diana's character and I are divorced.
Ooh.
So this is going to be entertaining.
We'll have to wait and see what happens. Right, so if everybody's ready, we are going to let's see if we can start this bad boy. I'm gonna start giving you some background stuff. So the players have not heard this yet. Okay, so this is just some background, and then we're gonna land it straight on to the players just to see how they go. Now we have some background music as well. Do let me know if it is too loud for you listening at home. If you're watching this on YouTube, too late. I can't turn it down because you're watching the record show. So do let me know if there is an issue. Now, for 4 decades, the shoreline town of Crooked Cove has prospered. A newly appointed paramount named Iosef Zarwin moved to Crooked Cove and built a manor for his family on a bluff overlooking the town. Years later, a mysterious tragedy struck Zarwin Manor. Over the months to follow, other tragedies infected the town, and by the end of the year, the citizens of Crooked Cove had abandoned the town entirely. Faced with other more pressing issues, the Charlaxian government never bothered to replace Iosef Zarwin or to look into the events that emptied Crooked Cove itself. Now and then, as the years rolled by, adventurers and explorers have visited the region to explore the ruined town, but those who visited Zarwin Manor either vanished or remained largely ignored. However, among certain cities, Zarwin Manor cultivated a reputation as one of Cheliax's most haunted, forgotten places. Now, it has come to the attention of a drow witch and celebrated member of the Pathfinder Society for all things related to the occult. Lavana set about putting a team together comprised of a varied and mixed skill set of specialists to try and uncover once and for all the mystery of Zarwin Manor. Now the journey has been long, but as you round the final corner to take the site of a long abandoned settlement, there is a partially collapsed sign that proclaims the site to be Crook Cove. The town's buildings have largely collapsed into rubble. Half-collapsed pilings of wood jut from the surf that remains of many of the structures that once graced the shoreline. None can miss the lone surviving building that stands within a clearing atop an otherwise wooded bluff overlooking the town to the northeast, surrounded by a rusty iron fence. This manor was built so many years ago by Zoloven, and among the town's buildings, it alone has stood the test of time. A short walk up the hill along a barely discernible track leads to the front gates to the manor grounds. And this is where we begin our story. So, over to
Oh, look at it, it's gorgeous.
Calm down, darling.
Oh, but like, there's so much history. I can't wait to get inside.
We must make sure it's safe first.
Well, of course it's not safe. How many years of tragedy and haunting is surrounding it? Oh, it's fascinating.
I'm glad I asked you to come. Are the rest of you ready to enter the mansion?
Does look like it has good bones.
Oh, Tog, come on. The rest of you, what do you think?
Well, I just can't wait to get inside and find out what's really going on. Find out why these people have disappeared. You know, I don't believe in ghosts, so I'm just looking forward to finding out what really is in there.
Wait, you
I
came to a
think-
haunted house and you don't believe in ghosts?
I don't believe in ghosts, that's correct, yes. Scientific proof says that majority of these events are merely down to the manifest will of the people who believe in them. There's power in what people believe in, not necessarily the reality.
Do you not believe in magic either then?
Oh yes, believe in magic. That's simply a name for another conversion of energy that we can bend to our will and manipulate.
Okay.
You don't think people can bend and manipulate their will from beyond the grave?
No.
When you have something horrible happen here and die, and I speak to your spirit, how would you like me to address it since it's not a spirit or a ghost?
Well, it won't be me, so I won't have an opinion on the matter.
All right, we'll see about that.
Well, let me pose you
no.
this question.
Yes.
If the undead were truly people's loved ones, why do adventurers go to such great lengths to murder them at first sight?
Because
they
undead
be
don't
trying
have
to
the
aid
soul
them?
anymore.
Then is it really the person? Or is it just a husk of flesh walking around?
I didn't know we were here for a philosophy lesson. I thought we were here to investigate this house.
There's a difference, though. There's a difference between a spirit and an undead that walks around. There's a difference. Evil manifested in undead flesh is not the same as something that is the essence of what is left of someone. Those are separate things. You'll see. You'll see. I'm not worried about it. Darling, are you ready?
Are you talking to me?
Yes. Who else would I call that? None of them. Definitely
I
not the one who
haven't
doesn't believe in
heard that
ghosts.
in a long time. As
been
long as
gone.
the rest of you all ready, then I'm ready to enter as well. Remember, keep your eyes open, your mind open, because you never know what's in here.
Mind open. Great.
So
And your hearts.
the pair of rusty wrought iron gates are flanked by two stone pillars on either side. Beyond, the woodlands recede before a large clearing of tall, dry grass, at the centre of which looms Zoloven Manor. The building's roofline rises in the middle to a third level, surrounded by a walkway, while a closed dome of what appears to be an observatory rises above. Slate shingles cover the steeply slanted roofs below the central dome, with more rusty ironwork adorning the eaves. The paint along the manor's wooden walls has mostly peeled away, and leaving behind a kind of weathered building clad in creeping vines that looks like forgotten by the world. Even at this distance, the building's facade seems unusually moist, as if it had just weathered torrential downpour, despite the dryness of the surrounding grounds. Now, you also see on the front gate is it's a rusty metal coat of arms, and it's comprised of a series of overlapping circles, rings, and possibly stars that adorns the front gate. Now, for the audience watching, I'll put up an image so you can see. There we go. And for my players, I will send you a picture.
And I'm going to pull this large, clunky apparatus hooked onto my belt. It's square shaped and there's clockwork and there's this giant glass sphere in the front of it and like a plume that has, it's like a glass bulb of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to wind it up and I'm going to hold it up to the gate and I'm going to push the apparatus and the light flashes and I'm going to snap a photo of the gate.
Okay.
It's a souvenir for research.
What is that?
I call it an Oculus apparatus. It records light and
It steals
energy.
eyes?
I wouldn't say that. It makes a copy of them. Like, I mean, give it a few minutes. It'll like, I have to do the glass and put it onto paper, but it creates a copy of imagery and lights. I call it an Oculus apparatus.
Like an illusion.
Kind of.
This
But
is
it's-
very interesting.
Hmm.
You should bring this to me to study at the school.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I didn't make it. I found it. I found it in the library's old archives. It was just sitting there and covered in dust.
Fascinating.
Isn't it?
Is that crest, Dave? Is that, you said, on the gate
Yep.
into the place?
So imagine the two gates.
It's
and
like
then-
the centerpiece?
Yeah, exactly. So half and half, and then when they come together, playing.
I'd like to know if I know anything more about this family. Is there any check that I can make?
You can do a basic knowledge check. If there's a specific history check you want to do, you can have a think about that.
I'm gonna actually, can I use my lore on curses and see if this family is tied to a curse at all?
Yes, you can.
All right. So that is a 16 on the die. That gives me 21.
There is nothing recorded about a curse, but you, like Lavana, when she mentioned this project to you, you did your own digging, your own bit of research, and you have found nothing relating to a curse. But there are a variety of mysteries here, mostly about disappearances.
Do people come here as like a challenge as a kid and like show up here and like try to stay overnight? Is that where people are missing from? Because if so,
I
as a
certainly hope
player
so.
and as a character, you're kind of fucked. That was your choice.
Yes.
So
Most of the people who have come here, yes, you could certainly imagine when there were people still living in the town below, the children would have dared each other to jump over the fence, to jump over the wall. Over the years that this has happened, as I mentioned in the start, there are various explorers, adventurers who have come here. Exploring the town, they were mostly okay. But the manor was a different topic.
okay.
And this gate, you can see that there are vines have just merged their way into the iron gates. So there you've got blackberry vines.
In my knowledge,
Blackberry off.
in my knowledge of diplomacy, would I have any knowledge about this family from that kind of side of it?
Again, you're going to have to roll a dice for me.
Okay.
So do the knowledge check on that one for me.
Sure. So that would be, what kind of check would that be? I'm sorry, for everyone watching,
Yep.
this is the first time I've played Pathfinder, so I'm kind of learning as I'm going.
Oh, good.
So in your skills, you have a knowledge.
Best way to play.
Just use your base
Best way
knowledge.
to learn.
Yeah,
I have a knowledge.
jump in the deep end.
Hang on.
You're looking at like if you have society,
Wars, yeah.
occult.
Oh yeah, I'm just not
Or-
seeing knowledge specifically.
There is no knowledge in this.
That's
There's no
okay.
knowledge.
That's
That's
Is it-
Pathfinder one. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
diplomacy. Would it be? What would it? What am I
You're
adding?
looking for
to it?
knowledge on it,
Family
like
would be
on
society, I guess.
it'd be
Society?
Yep.
Okay, so with society, it would be a 25.
Okay.
Oh wow.
In terms of
Look at the high
society,
roller.
you know that Ias of Zarwin, in his early days, before he was a Paracount, before he was given this station, this part of the world was gripped by fear and civil war and all kinds of bits and pieces. And Iosif was, I think, the youngest of 4 children. He was picked on quite a lot. And for him to gain power, there came up this opportunity to take this position as a type of governor. He was not given paramount straight away. You know from your own history books that Iosif gave over his parents and his siblings as spies of the region, as traitors. They were taken and they were put to death. He was given a reward as a station of paramount for that, for handing people over to the government. And on the day of their execution, he married his wife.
Romantic.
Wow. Savage.
Would it be known that the family is haunting this mansion then? We don't know.
Don't know.
Okay.
That's what we're here to find out.
I know. I just asking. Okay.
Well, does someone have a key? Darling, do you have a key? You brought us here. I don't know. I'm asking.
Well, I'm asking us, Diana. Dave, would I have a key?
No, you don't have a key.
So you brought us here with no way in.
Is it locked?
I mean,
The gates they look fairly rusty, but there are like blackberry vines interwoven between the steel bars and around the crest. So
why don't we just peel away at the vines and see if maybe someone left the gate open?
How
She
tall is
starts
this gate?
moving it.
at least 9 foot tall.
Oh, jeez.
All right. I'm just gonna climb and jump over this. I'm gonna use one of my powers to adapt to give me a bonus to climbing. My legs, the muscles grow, and I get a bonus to. I take that back. I get a climb speed, so I'm just gonna climb over.
Okay.
I'll be back. I'll knock it from the inside, and I'm just gonna climb over top.
Okay.
Well,
I'll
he's
say,
doing.
are you climbing the fence or the wall next to it?
Over the fence, just right over the front of the fence.
So over the door, the gate itself, you've got rusty spikes at the top, which is still strangely quite sharp. But you managed to get over, and looking down below, there's basically just a big blackberry bush. It goes past the stone pillars on either side of the gate and off. You can't see where they start. So if you want to jump down, you're going to have to give yourself a little bit of distance to avoid the blackberry.
Can I, since I have a climb speed, can I climb down the back of the fence and unlatch the gate?
Well, again, it's just
Like
a blackberry
reach into
bush.
it?
You can do
well.
the gate itself doesn't look like it's locked. There's no padlock. There's no chain. The thing that's keeping these gates closed
Is the actual berry bush. Then I am going to, while I'm going to jump on the other side, and I'm going to light a torch. I'm just going to burn it away.
Yep.
Before Doc Meyer does that, I saw Doc Meyer take one of the berries and eat it, didn't he?
Yes, that's good.
So I'm going to go over and I'm going to pick one of the berries and pick one of the leaves, and I'm going to do a little bit of origami and make a small parcel out of it. I'm going to put it in my pocket just before he burns the rest of the bush away.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll get it. Hold on. My athletics check, I got a 25.
Yeah, you're fine. You land.
And I'm going to take out one of my torches and
Yep.
I'm just going to start burning it away. Because that is what Doc would do.
Okay. So a few minutes
Oh,
pass.
be
And
careful.
We're fine. It's just a bush.
a few minutes
Bush
pass.
attached to an old, gorgeous gate.
Gate is metal. It's fine.
And eventually the vines kind of get burned enough where you could now open the gate if you wanted to.
Looks clear.
I'll go forward and I'll push him open.
Okay. There's some give as the vines break upon pushing open the gate, but the crest separates, the gates open, huge rusty creak. As this thing just, you've got to kind of grab it into the dirt as well, just to wedge it open a few times. But you open it enough that you can walk past.
And I'll turn around to the group and go, "Welcome to Zoloven Manor. Let's proceed."
So were you looking at buying this place, darling, or just,
Oh no, this is a job from the Pathfinder Society.
Oh, I knew they were involved.
I'm so sorry, darling, but I always need your skill set
I
sometimes.
hate working for
Can
the
we not
Pathfinders.
argue? We are working right now.
I'm not arguing. I'm just stating my feelings.
Are the rest of your feelings okay, though?
Yeah, they're
She just
fine.
kinda-
Fine.
She pats this bag on her.
Yeah, they're fine. And he puts his hand over his chest when she does that. No, they're fine. It's all right. No, after the rest of you.
And I just look at the rest and nod to go forward.
I'm like holding in my excitement to not just run straight up to the main door.
So it's a long, to try and paint the picture for you, it's past the gate. There's a kind of a slightly winding pathway up to this huge house. These huge trees stand on either side of you down this pathway. And weirdly, on the other side of the gate, it was, a grey overcast day. However, on this side of the gate, maybe it's just the trees, it just seems slightly more enclosed, slightly more claustrophobic, as if there's no fresh air. And everything is just a little bit darker, almost twilight darkness.
I'll hold up the shepherd's crook that I have in my right hand. It's a 6-foot staff, loop on the end, and I'll bang it on the ground twice, and a small flame springs into life in the void in the crook, and it casts out a bright light over 20 feet, and then a slightly dimmer light over a further 20.
Okay. That's what you expect to happen, but you do. You bang it twice, boom. But then slowly, that light is being not extinguished, but being pushed back. So you should go up to 20 feet. It's more like 10.
Do I notice
Fascinating. Go ahead.
anything odd?
Do you see anything odd or feel anything?
Do I, we're pulling in an investigator feat. Do I notice anything odd that might not be picked up by a normal perception check? That might not be expected to be serious or suspicious, but
No,
it's
it's
odd.
definitely odd, definitely unusual. If you want to, you can poke your head back out through the gate and go, if you do that, it is lighter. And in here, it's darker.
Oh, I'm gonna take my my Oculus apparatus, and I'm gonna stand like the gate. I'm gonna stand directly into the gate, so I can have both sides of the gate
Both
on either
sides.
side.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take a picture.
Okay.
Fascinating. No, go on. I won't be a minute.
I'm gonna so I have like a book that I carry with me, and so I'm going to take the book out and just start taking notes, documenting the phenomenon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then I can give you my imagery, and then you can have them with the book, and we can have a whole thesaurus together. A thesaurus, that's not the right word. A whole journal.
I liked it.
That would be wonderful, darling. Maybe
this is-
perhaps I'll give you a contributor credit when I publish my book.
Really?
Perhaps.
Oh, I appreciate that. What else do we see in the grounds besides it light and then dark and then enclosing and then
everything
spooky?
everything is heavily overgrown. So as you'd expect, this has not been cared for or kept, but it's still not as overgrown as you would expect it to be. You can still kind of see there is a path, but the grass isn't super long grass. It hasn't overgrown that much, but you can see ahead of you, in the distance, the big manor house, all kind of shadowed in grey. But before that, between you and the house, on the path, there seems to be maybe a tree has collapsed. That so everything is slightly disarray. But we're on the coast. This is a shoreline, so heavy storms, heavy winds are expected.
And nobody's been here in a while to tend to it, so everything's just kind of pushed over.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just burn the house down and leave? Is that what we're doing?
No!
I'm
That
kidding.
would be terrible.
I'm kidding. kidding joke.
Dave, can I look around the grounds and see if there's any fresh tracks, any fresh like traffic like any movement whatsoever?
I'll let you do a search if you want to roll.
Yeah, perception.
Just do a perception,
That's a 13.
No, there's nothing discernible that you can see. There's nothing there that kind of really says fresh tracks or people have. Certainly no one has come through the gate at least. So you have to search the wall and then the rest of this kind of space.
Huh.
So we can't go down the path because the tree's blocking
You
it,
can
right?
go down the path. You can go all the way down to the tree.
Okay,
path
but I'm
is-
saying we can't get past the tree.
No, you can. You can if you go to the tree.
Yes, you
you
can
can
climb
probably
over a tree.
walk around it, walk over it, jump over it.
That makes sense.
It's about 100 foot away from you down this kind of pathway, and the path you're on was previously cobbled. There's just that the weeds have grown through.
Okay.
The rest of the grounds would have been grass, so it's kind of uneven terrain, if you like. So easiest thing to do is a straight line.
I wonder if perhaps we should see if this phenomenon occurs all over the grounds or just inside the gate from the
I
front.
think let's just split up. Have half of us go left and half of us go right. We'll meet at the back of the house. I mean, it can't be that large. Like, looking at the house, it's like what? Maybe 200 foot across, 300 foot across
Yep.
from here. I think we just split up and go each way.
Is that really what you want to do, or do you just want to get alone with the lady?
Oh,
You can take her if you wish. We have ways to communicate. I'm not worried. I was
Oh, wait.
married to her for years. We thought we have a lot to
Yes.
talk about.
We haven't been together in a long time, Vittoria.
Mhm.
Please.
For at least 15, 20 years.
Yes, long time. Look,
My
I'll go with Vittoria.
apologies.
It's all right, Vittoria. I shall go with you.
See? Problem solved.
Lovely.
Who's with
Thaddeus-
me? And I start going the other way.
And Thaddeus and Duckmeyer and I will go out together because we don't let anybody buy their onesies.
Does it still, does your wedding present still work, darling? Excellent.
And
Excellent.
what the audience sees is it's a bracer that looks like a anglerfish, and the light is wrapped around one of her fingers.
So I
And it
unzip
kinda
the bottom
glows.
and I put in something, like palm something in and zip it up. And the ring glows for a minute and goes away. Take it with you in case you need it.
Delphine, if you would like your contributor credit, please be sure to continue using that device of yours.
Contribute.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm writing a book.
Oh. Okay. I'm going to wander off with the torch and just start marching left.
What? Wait,
Keep
wait.
in contact.
Run after him.
Okay.
Fallen.
Thaddeus,
And
come on.
you said there's a fallen or a damaged oak tree, correct?
Yep.
Can I grab, does it look rotted to where we could make extra torches if it's needed?
Yep. If you want to go up to it, yep.
On the way by, I'm going to try to grab some branches from it to see if we can't have extra torches made, since we're having a darkness problem in the area.
Yeah, that's fine. So basically, the overgrown path that you're now walking on from the front gate splits into crossroads. To the
Okay.
north, the path leads to the manor's front door. To the east, it curls around the manor's side. To the west, the path leads towards what appears to be a collapsed building just on the left of the main manor.
Go to that.
And you also see what appears to be a pond just by the side. The rotting trunk of this fallen oak that now lies across the crossroads is kind of forming a barrier. Now, is it forming a barrier to stop you approaching or to stop something getting out?
And this is the side that the three of them went on.
This is
Like
now
where
in the
we're
middle.
dividing.
Oh,
So
in
you-
the middle.
Yes, this is now in the middle. So
Mhm.
Tolga's decided to go for the tree.
Yep.
I'd like
I'm just
to
going
go
to
to
check
the
it on the
tree
way
as well.
by.
I'd like to go to the tree as well, and I'd like to use my nature check, see whether it was cut down or it fell over naturally.
Okay. Even while you're walking towards
Smart.
it, Thad, you see you can see these big thick roots just sticking out. Who's got? We got Tog's going, Delphine, Thad.
That's group 1.
Yep.
And
Victoria,
then Miss
Lavana.
Victoria, yeah.
Where do you want to go?
Lavana, why don't we investigate that pond?
Yes. Perhaps we can see what's inside.
Before we split, is there some way we can stay in touch?
I can pass messages to her.
As
through
can I.
bracers.
So,
Or cast magic if it's needed.
Or just scream.
Screaming
is
works
always
the
an
best.
option.
Screaming is
yes.
In the Underdark, it was very easy to hear people scream in caves.
That's very spooky. Let's go.
Okay,
true,
so
though.
let's deal with Tog first. So Tog, as you get closer to the tree, you see that even in this dim light, everything seems to get darker the closer you get to the house. But as you get closer, say 10 foot away from the tree, you can see
Shroud
that
magics.
the bark on the tree is slowly undulating.
Whoa, hold a minute.
It's glistening a little bit. And
I'm gonna
every-
toss the torch at it
Okay.
immediately when it moves.
So you just hear, and you can hear the bark of the tree kind of snap, like wood. No, trees as their branches are snapping.
Look,
And
if
this
things in
is
a haunted
solid
house are
big log.
moving,
Yeah.
if things in a haunted house are moving, you don't ask it questions. You burn it, and if it's still alive, you ask it questions later.
Okay. So Tog,
But
Thad,
what?
and Delphine.
But it wasn't doing anything. It could have been a
It's
specimen.
undulating. No tree undulates in a haunted area where
Yeah, we have
darkness is permeating from a house.
Exactly. So you have to find out exactly what's doing it before you attack it.
Well,
It
you
could have
can
been
check
harmless.
the burnt remains.
I'd like
So-
to use my esoteric lore
Okay.
for recalling any knowledge about any creature at all that would live or inhabit a fallen down or rotting tree. You know,
Okay.
whether it's insects or
Mhm.
slimes or something. Yes.
So while you're rolling, so Tog, with your torch hits the tree, bounces kind of just below it, and starts to burn, starts to dry. You hear it tss and pop. You get these smoke wisps as they kind of go off from the tree. And then slowly it starts to catch up on fire. And you can see slowly underneath, this is a giant log fire, but slowly the fire starts to spread and cook and pop. You just hear it pops. And then on top of that, the top part of the fallen log, you see it undulate even more to the point where it now starts to crack. And stuff like, not tree pulp as such, but this kind of oily green slime, which has a very kind of eggy smell, starts to pour itself out of the tree. And it kind of drips. And as it hits the fire, you
Well, there you go. Something for you to investigate.
I'm gonna of course snap a picture with my Oculus apparatus, and then I'm going to pull out a glass vial.
Okay.
And I'm gonna get as close as possible to it.
Okay. So before the fire gets too bad, you sneak up over, is it like a test tube? Is it a jam jar?
It's like a jam jar.
Yeah. And you kind of
Oh
start
my lord.
scooping into
I
this.
didn't get the grant money. Like, these are things I found
It's
around
like
the library. to make
Absalom
myself.
jams.
It's where
It's empty, it's washed, it's clean.
you get some slime, you kind of dig it in, and then just I was a bit on the rim. We use your bare finger and.
I have like white gloves. I'm doing this very professionally.
Okay, so as you're
like
looking
white-
down at doing this, you're scooping it all up, and it is green and putrid. The stench is overwhelming, but this tree cracks open, and inside, this whole swarm of centipedes just pours out all over you,
Well,
all
look
over
at
your
that.
legs. And Tog and Thad, you see Delphine, just these insects pour onto her boots, onto her shoes, and immediately start to swarm up her legs.
Oh dear, that's
Oh.
not good.
Probably not a good idea to set her on fire though.
Probably
I could
not.
do that.
I have my slime. Dad, you might want this. And I'm gonna back up quickly and kind of brush them off, trying to not hurt any of the bugs.
Can you give me a basic reflex save, please?
Yes.
Oh, glad we went the other way.
I was gonna say,
Definitely.
can I beat the bugs out and cast Sanctuary?
25.
Well done. Okay, so you managed to, as a part of your reflex save, you're quick enough to get them off. So they're still on, say, the leather of your boots kind of thing. You're patting them down, get them off, stepping back the whole time. If anyone, so Thaddeus, being astute in terms of what he knows about these kind of insects, if they live in these trees, these centipede swarms, especially in this region, are poisonous.
Oh, great.
Oh, that's not
Fucking
good.
great.
That's
Yeah, we
not
don't want to
great.
get too close to them, so fire was probably a good idea. But we'll need to contain them.
Yeah.
I'll light another
Have you got any more
torch.
I'll light a torch as well.
Okay.
I'm gonna light another torch and
Yep. So 2 more torches added to it. You just see the whole thing. Just this, whatever this slime is, it is not fireproof. In fact, it helps. Vroom. This whole thing just goes up like a mini pyre.
While they're doing that, can I knowledge what I can about the slime? Would it be Arcana or Academia? Because I'm not trained in nature.
Try Academia.
All right.
Dave, while she's rolling that, is the lake, if we're facing the house, is the pond to the left or to the right?
To the left.
Okay.
So they've gone off.
Drawing
so
a map.
Yep, that's fine. We're going to have this happen at the same time.
15.
No. It's you don't know enough about this, but you've got your sample. Maybe when you get back to your books, you can investigate some more. Back to your lab.
I was gonna say Thad likes to take samples, so I'm gonna pass it back to him. I can't figure out anything with it. Here, you might like this.
I will take a look at it later, Delphine. And I'll continue to poke at the centipedes with my torch, like Indiana Jones and snakes.
You're scooping them back into the fire as they escape and just
Booting them
making
in.
sure it's all. You can feel the warmth of it. It's glow,
Fast.
and even the lights from this fire, which is now kind of getting into quite a big bonfire-esque. Even the light of this seems a bit subdued. The flame's starting to pick up, and you're just not seeing the reflection on the rest of the trees or on the leaves. It's just everything is being hunkered down.
Does this remind me of like magical darkness that Drow would use? Does it feel kind of like that?
No, that's a lot more shaped. This is something
like living,
something draining the light.
Oh, okay.
Right, so we're going to change scenes over to Lavana and Vittoria as you've made your way over to the pond. Right, there we go. I'm just changing up the details. So this, as you've kind of peeled off to the left, to the east, the winding trail once perhaps is a neat gravel path, but now just a slightly less overgrown swath of dry grass leads down to this roughly shaped oval pool. There are thick patches of reeds that grow on the pool's shores, and the water looks opaque with sheets of algae, various lily pads, yet there's no sign of insect or amphibian life. Near the pool's centre stands a 5 foot wide, kind of mossy stone platform, and it appears to be supporting a rusty iron sphere measuring about 3 feet across. If you imagine it's some kind of, maybe it's a water feature. If this was, a live mansion and the staff were here, you can imagine it being a really nice picturesque, maybe it's a water feature of some kind. Really beautiful pond, but now it's been, laid to waste. The rotting wood pilings jut out from the water between this platform and the west shore. Kind of suggests that there would have been a footbridge, might have once taken you from land to this stone platform, but obviously that's now long gone.
So this is a big pond.
Yeah,
It's not like a little. I was thinking of a dinky thing.
I was too. I'm redrawing it already.
It's kind of it's not a fish pond. It's kind of like a 20 foot, 30 foot oval shaped. Who knows? Maybe it would have been more like a swimming pool kind of thing. But it has this metal ball, a rusted metal ball feature in the middle on a kind of stone island.
I'm gonna stick my hand out and detect magic towards that sphere.
Okay.
Beat me to it.
Oh, you can do it too. We can both do it and just look at each other like, oh.
Yeah, because that's 2 rolls. Better chance to know stuff.
That's true.
Detect magic.
You want to roll for detect magic?
Yes, please go for it.
Oh,
So arcane.
I don't have it. Hopefully Victoria has it.
What am I adding to the roll?
Rolling Arcana.
Okay.
Thank you.
Detect magic.
Yeah, I only have a 12.
No.
I rolled a 15. I just want to make sure I add the right number to it. I'm rolling again. I'm rolling Arcana.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, it's 23.
Oh yeah, you got it.
Okay, that's cool.
Or enough.
So you both, however you kind of detect magic, like you saw Lavana kind of putting her hand out, feeling it with the Force, very Jedi. You get
Yes.
she doesn't detect anything, so maybe she's off. But Victoria, you're like, there's definitely something there. It's on the island with this metal ball.
Can I use Read Aura to see if I can like detect the nature of it?
Go for it.
Is
Yeah.
that okay? 26.
Yes, it's some kind of very strong divination magic.
Interesting.
Sense something, because I definitely do not.
There is magic in the center of this pond. Some sort of divination magic. I wonder if this was used as a party trick, perhaps.
Perhaps of illusion to their guests.
Perhaps.
Let's see what spells I have. Is there a pebble, rock, anything nearby?
Yep, plenty.
I'm gonna take one
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna look down into the pond and just drop it.
Okay. You make a big kind of plop. It would have been a nice plop, but the water's quite
Right.
stagnant and done. It's like a bit of subdued, more slime on the top of the water. Nothing happens. You don't see any fish. There's no sort of fancy koi pond, or maybe it was a koi pond. Who knows? But there's no fish below. You see it ripple out, slowly undulating.
Well,
All right, this is what I'm imagining so far, Dave.
Yeah, good enough.
I don't know if we're
good.
close. That's the map so far.
That's good enough.
Vittoria, where did you sense the magic? Was it within the waters or within the sphere itself?
The sphere itself, darling.
Can we walk closer to the sphere?
Yeah. Again, you've got the water, so you can get closer
we
to
have
the
to go in.
closer to the pond edge, the bank.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got the pond reeds are sticking up. The gap between you, the edge of the pond, and this thing in the middle is about 10 foot. So you need to clear 10 foot of water.
How deep is the water? Like, how deep does it look?
You can step in and find out.
It sounds like a terrible idea.
It could be anything. The stone disappeared, but that's probably because the amount of algae and the water is just thick and black.
Is there like a branch nearby I can use to like test the depth?
Yep, there's plenty of, again, this is an overgrown garden, manor grounds. There's going to be bits and pieces you can use, so you can go, you wander off, find a big branch, at least kind of 3 foot long, and take it back to the pond.
Okay. So I'm gonna try and put the branch just into the water straight down.
Yep.
And see
Straight
how
down, it's about a foot.
It's about a foot.
Yep.
Okay. So we could walk in this.
Or do you want to go around?
Well, I don't want to get my clothing wet. That sounds miserable.
I'll dive right in.
You're not there.
You're burning a tree.
Yeah.
What dealing with bugs?
Going around does seem wise.
Let's go around.
At least we know now if someone falls in, it's not a complete curse.
Okay.
Well-
So You can go around the other side of the pond if you want to. The pathway continues further east, and in that direction you can see that there is a demolished building. It's completely collapsed in on itself. If you go around the pond, you'll just go around the pond. There's no other way, there's no other bridge to this central island.
Oh, this thing is in the middle.
It's in the middle.
Yeah. You got to swim or use magic to get it out.
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna message Togus.
Really quickly.
You're gonna write a message and put it in?
Or I could do that. Yeah, I'll take out my ink and pen.
When
While
the
she's
ring
writing.
glows on my side, I'm like, oh, hold on. And I unzip the inside and pull out the message out of the bottom of the anglerfish and read it. What does it say, Diana?
My dear Togus, I need you over here. Could you please walk into a pond for me? I don't want to get my feet wet.
Oh, water. I look at the group. I'm like, well, apparently they found a pond and they need me to go swimming. And I immediately stop everything I'm doing, turn and head towards wherever she is, like I was directed to.
Just like the body turns first, then the head.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I will be back. And I just turn and walk off.
Okay.
Have fun. Don't burn anything without me.
So, Fad and Delphine, do you want to stay and watch the tree burn? You can take this opportunity to follow Tog if you wish. Or you're on mute, Steve.
Well, the centipede's pretty much dealt with by now.
Yeah, you've been cooking on for a while. You've been enjoying that.
Okay. It doesn't look like it's going to spread to anything.
No, I think you've got this one fallen tree. It's obviously rotted. All these insects have made their home inside it. It's just unfortunate that you were nearby.
Okay. As long as the fire doesn't spread. Oh, we should go.
Who cares if it does?
Just one last thing before heading off. I'll pick up. Well, I'll scoop across one of the little bodies of the centipedes. I don't know how big were they.
They're giant centipedes. So what's that? Like 20 inches.
Right.
Jesus.
Thick kind of rope centipedes. These are horrible beasts. They can wrap around your arm, and you just have loads of them crawling up.
I'll take a look at its body. I'll dig around in its guts for a little while Doc Meyer's wandering over. I just want to use my find the flaw skill to identify any weaknesses that the creatures may have, so that if we encounter them again, we're forewarned and forearmed.
A big boot is a good weakness, and fire.
Okay.
I'm almost 7 foot tall. I got those for you.
Fire and bludgeoning weapons.
Yeah.
It's still cool, so I'm gonna watch him do this with rapt attention because it's interesting.
These are just big fat, possibly overgrown centipedes. Yeah. You know, you've never physically seen one this sized yourself before, but there are records. You know, insects can, if given the right environment.
Did we detect anything else about the centipedes or the ooze?
Nope. It just smells really bad. It smells a lot less now. You've been burning it.
Mm-hmm.
It smells going away.
I'm gonna get kind of close to it, like one eye on Doc while he wanders towards the pond, and one eye on Thaddeus while he's inspecting the centipede. I'm gonna get really close to the tree and any of the ooze, and I'm going to like quietly, like trying to not be noticed, read its aura.
Ooh,
see if any part of this is magical.
Okay.
Ooh.
Is there a role for that, or it's just a instinctual thing?
Cantrip.
Oh, it's a cantrip.
It's a cantrip.
Yeah. No, it is not magical.
So it's just something that happened. Did we figure out if it was? We figured out it was knocked over naturally, right? It wasn't cut down.
Possibly, yeah. It's the roots are a part of this tree, so possibly a storm wind has knocked this thing over, and the creatures turned it into a home. Was it the Roach Motel? There you go.
The Centipede Motel. All right. Well, if there's nothing else here, and
You said you wanted a pet.
You burned all of them.
Dig around. There's got to be another one in there. One lonely one that we burned the rest of the family away, and there's one survivor.
You did this.
Mm-hmm.
I did. I did. 100%.
Oh, I should have taken that tame cantrip, shouldn't have I? You said there weren't going to be any pets, Dave.
I didn't class a giant centipede that could give you poison as a pet, but next time I'll open it up to insects.
Thanks, Dave. Okay. I'm going to follow Doc Meyer.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll head over as well.
Okay. So eventually you
So
catch
as
up
I-
to the guys at the pond.
As I'm approaching the pool, without saying anything, I'm going to use my adapt for my second cast. I'm going to grow fins on between my fingers, my toes, and on my back, and I just dive in the water without saying anything to anyone,
Wow.
and start swimming towards the island like I was directed to.
Can you breathe underwater, or are you holding your
So
breath?
I get.
It's a
Let
foot
me
of
pull it up
water.
for you.
Why are we even discussing this?
It might be deeper out there. That's why I was
Fair.
wondering if it's deeper towards the
You
center.
just said you're 7 feet tall. So like
Yep, I am. While I'm in water, you gain a swim speed equal to half your speed. So I can't breathe. I'll just hold my breath.
Okay. It's only
I have a
10
pretty-
foot, so if you dive, you'll probably glide underwater.
Right,
the other end. Yeah.
right, and just climb up on the other side. Mostly for me, it's in case something was in here. I want to be able to move quickly and not have to.
It's pretty black. So as you dive in, you know it's a straight line anyway, pretty much. But it's pretty dark on here. Can you see in the dark in any way, especially underwater?
Was the item magical? Did you mention you saw something magical in it?
There's something magical
Yeah.
Walking by.
above the water.
I can't see underwater because unfortunately this adapt, I have to shift from having dark vision to being able to swim right now. So I can't see under the water. So I'm just heading in that direction towards the glowing orb.
Boom. Okay, so as Tog dives in, the rest of you see, you hear this kind of weird slurping noises. So you hear, I've got a connection issue
You
come up
blipped.
here. Are you okay?
Yeah, you blipped.
So let's.
We're okay. You blipped for a nanosecond.
Okay.
Twitch is still up though.
Oh,
So
That's cool.
Twitch is
Twitch is
Twitch is
down.
loading
Right.
for me.
Yeah,
Twitch is now
same.
loading for me as well. I spoke
I'm
to
reloading it.
No.
Oh, we're
We're
back.
good now. We're back.
Oh, I'm still loading.
We're back.
I am too.
Goddamn haunted stream.
Exactly.
So
we
when
have
you're
a lot of
taking
ghosts.
ghosts.
Yeah, a lot of ghosts going on.
not ghosts, electrical problems.
Electrical
Yeah.
problems, ghosts. We put it all down to. Now you know why in various horror films that they had things going wrong. That's what it is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, poor
right.
maintenance. It's not
Yeah.
ghosts in the machine. It's poor maintenance.
That's what it is. It's things going wrong
Glitch-
when they shouldn't be
Glitch
going wrong.
goblins exist
That's
in the
why haunted
Starfinder
houses are
universe.
always
So
neglected.
Yeah.
True.
Right. So
So I'm just gonna swim through. If I notice anything, great. Otherwise, I'm just heading towards the orb. I'm not really searching the bottom. Do I hear the slurpy noises when I'm swimming through the water?
Nope.
When I kind of dive and come back up?
no. So you as soon as you enter the water, zoom, you're out of this bit of bit. So everyone else, you hear this kind of weird, as I said, slurpy noises, and then one by one you notice these tendrils start to come up behind this orb and slap over the top of it. And then slowly coming over the top of it is this huge, fleshy looking blob as it slides to the top and sits on top of this round sphere. And then eyes start to appear all over it. And these various mouths start to appear as they open from this flesh. And they start chattering. Techuf! 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 Techuf!
Frick.
Techuf! Techuf!
One of my favorite monsters of all time.
Again, I'll make an esoteric lore check. Have I ever heard any rumours of these creatures? This blob with lots of mouths and eyes.
What do you? I'll send you a picture. What you see. So for my players, I will send you a picture,
Okay.
and for the audience, I will put something on the screen for you. So there you go.
See, look, another
Players.
possible pet. Audience is right. Baron said you can make it a friend or a
There
if
you go.
fiend.
it's friend shaped.
You see,
Is it friend shaped? Is that like Care Bear shape? Is that the shape?
is that friendly shaped? I don't think so. So this is a. For those of you who don't know, this is a Gibbering Mouther.
One of my favorite monsters of all.
Yeah,
Yummy.
and it's just sitting on
No,
top. And
we're
it's kind of like
fucking doomed.
kind of bouncing up and down on all its fleshy goodiness and is wiggling around. and it's just saying Chikuth, Chikuth, Chikuth.
I made a mistake.
Chikuth, Chikuth, Chikuth.
Huh.
So at this point, this has happened. Tog is still underwater. He's about to come back up. What do you guys want to do?
I am going to devise a stratagem so I can assess my foe, just to figure out what exactly it is, what it might be, if it possibly has any weaknesses, if it possibly is a threat to us. Because I certainly haven't seen this before. Has anybody else?
Well, Dave's going to tell me with my 15 on my historic law check means I recognise what this is or might be.
So this is a Gibbering Mouther.
Are they generally aggressive?
They have boundaries.
As in, if it's nesting there, they don't want people wandering around.
Ta-da! But no, Tog has gone inside.
Look, he is brave to a fault.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
It's definitely his ex-wife's fault.
I'll say to everyone else, Tog's probably going to get hit as soon as he surfaces. Is there any way we can reach him? Tell him to stay in the water.
I'll cast message. My pet, I need you out of the water now.
So he's going to come straight up.
Yeah, I swim straight up.
Yep.
Immediately. And I turn back and look at her like, will you make a decision? Like out loud, I say it. And I turn back and see this monstrosity.
And can everyone roll initiative, please? Because now you've come up in its lair, you've looked back. This thing is going to lash out at Tog first, and then we're going to initiative round. So let's get.
I'm gonna whisper a prayer and drow.
Okay, I'm gonna go round. Thad, what's your initiative?
25.
Oh, very high.
Can I use athletics for this since I'm swimming currently?
Yes, you can.
All
Lavana.
right.
14.
Yes.
Delphine.
21.
I got one away from max.
Okay, Vittoria.
27.
27.
Beat me.
Tog.
Damn it.
26. I thought I did really well.
Well done. Right, let's swap that around.
It's a good thing you have high, because, yeah.
You think I'm gonna swim away?
No.
Okay, this thing is basically going to get a surprise attack on you. With a. Oh, it's not gonna whack you. I was thought it was actually gonna whack you. It's gonna spit on you.
Oh.
God, like that swear.
Sounds joyous.
That's a 24.
Whoa.
Does a 24 get you?
24 does hit me right now.
Okay, here we go.
My AC is not that great right now.
That's a 13 points of damage. So he basically, and you just feel this thing hit you on the back of the neck, and it burns. Burns quite badly.
I mean, even in water it burns?
Yep. Well, you've just come out.
All right.
And
Okay. Well, kind of bobbing in it, I'm assuming.
Yeah. So Vittoria, you're up first, followed by Tog.
Okay. I am going to. So right now, are we in front of it?
You are you're on the bank, and you can see this thing. You're facing it, and
I'm facing it.
It's just spat at Tog.
Okay. So I am going to cast. And how many feet away is it? I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out ranges.
Let's say 15 feet. If you're 5 feet on the bank, this thing is 10 foot into the water. So let's say 15 feet.
Okay. So I think I don't have a range written down on this. Maybe you know it. For telekinetic projectile. I just can't. Like I'm looking at the thing. I can't find the range.
So that'd be fine.
Oh,
yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna do that.
What are you gonna chuck at it?
Is there like a rock nearby?
Yeah, there's plenty of rubble and bricks and.
Okay, I'll throw a
and
brick
pieces.
at it. Telekinetic throw a brick at it.
You spit at Tog, I'll throw a brick at you. Okay, so you need to roll to hit.
Yep.
And then we'll just add damage.
Okay. And I add the spell attack roll to that, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. 17.
17 hits. Well done.
Okay.
So, a brick. Steve, remind me. I think it's a 1d6.
No, it's a spell damage.
Oh, it is a spell damage.
It's spell damage,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's boosted.
Yeah.
Okay.
I knew that. I'm very proud.
See, here we go.
12.
12.
And then
Boom.
yes.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna move, so I'm kind of flanking it.
Yep. So you start to circle it around the pond because he's in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can move around.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna move to the side a few feet. And that's my turn.
Okay, Tog, over to you, followed by Thad.
Am I within range to attack it, or do I need to climb up onto the island to do so? How far exactly am I from it now?
You're within sort of 5 feet of it. So
Okay, cool.
if you've got a whatever, how do you want to attack it really?
First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a channel harm.
Okay.
As a one action.
Yep.
And touch it. 26 hit it.
Yes.
And I hit it for 8. Almost max, 15 points of damage of negative energy. And then because that is considered a level 3, I heal 3 hit points. As I sap some of that to heal myself.
Nice.
So 24, 7, and then I'm going to swing at it with my flesh blade.
Okay.
So my arm grows into a hardened, spurred blade.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try to strike it with one of my actions. Does a 21 hit?
21 does hit.
All right. This does pretty good damage. Where's my D10? Here we go. Could have been better. 10 points of damage.
Okay.
And I will try for that second attack, even though I know it's at a penalty.
Yep.
20 to hit, which I don't know if that hits or not.
20 is a miss.
All right. So I harm it and then swing with the flesh blade. And I'm going to stay there. I'm actually not going to back away.
So the thing that happens with Gibbering Mouthers, if you may remember, now this has a reactive effect. So you slice this thing open. This is a flesh bag. And instead of blood or wounds appearing, teeth immediately start to appear in this gaping space. And because you're close enough with melee, and your weapon is made of flesh, it's going to clamp. It's going to react. It's going to
That's your bone.
Yep. It's going to bite you. Or at least attempt to bite you with these brand new jaws. That is a 26 to
If that hits me. That crits me. It's 10 over.
Okay. So this is 6, 7, 8. That's 9 points of damage on top.
Okay.
It also has a grab feature, so it's now grabbing, starts wrapping around you. And it doesn't pull you under the water, it pulls you towards this metal
Onto
ball.
the shore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just so now you're kind of being squeezed against this ball on your back.
I see you.
Okay, Thad, you're up, followed by Delphine.
Okay, so I know this is Gibbering Mouther. I'm going to use my Find the Flaw action to identify a weakness or its weaknesses. That's a 19 on a dice plus 10 is 29.
Based on the details, the weaknesses is bludgeoning.
Okay, I will shout out to everybody.
Thank you for letting me know.
Use bludgeoning damage. Follow Victoria's idea of throwing bricks at it.
Yeah, don't slice
Turn
it.
my arm into a club.
Yep.
Don't. Yeah, I'll shout and reiterate. Don't slice it open. It grows.
You're
more
a little late now. This is like grabbing at me, pulling me in.
It's like you get more tendrils start wrapping its way around you, and you see there's one kind of around like near your face, Tog. It's just a mouth and an eye, and it's just going Takuth, 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 Takuth.
Right. Real poultice says, "Oh, we hope you enjoyed our season finale, episode 1."
You said it was 10 feet across this water.
10 feet across the water, yeah.
Okay.
So you're on the bank. Let's say so you're within 15-foot range.
Yeah, I'm going to cross the water to the centre island, back up Tog, and take a swing at it with my final action with my staff.
Okay. How are you getting across the water?
I'm going to walk because it was a foot deep.
It was a foot deep at the start, so as you start to stride
So
in...
as I go in with
deep.
my staff and
Yeah.
it starts to get deeper, then I realise it gets deeper. But that's what I do.
Yeah,
Oh my
fair
God.
enough. So as you start, you take one step, it's a foot, that's fine. It goes up to, let's say, up to your calf. And then the next step is down past your knee. The third step is up to your waist. And now you're kind of trudging. Oh, it's getting high. It depends on your height. Tog is a big guy.
I'm 6'2".
Okay, so you're also still a fairly big guy. So it starts to come up over your belly. You're like, oh, shit. And again, you can see Tog just getting strapped and kind of crushed to this ball.
Yeah. I'm going to keep moving across
Okay.
until I can get within staff range, and then I'm going to take a swing at it.
Okay, so you get all the way there. It's now kind of almost up to your neck, right in the middle of this pond.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to take a swing at it. Go for
I'm
it.
going to take a swing at it. That is a natural 20.
Oh.
Let's do this. Let's go.
Come on, where's the 8? There we go. That well, I thought it was max, but it's 3. 10 points damage.
Okay, that's cool. Dum dum dum.
So that's obviously an overhand, double-handed strike.
Yep.
Whack, and I'll try and hit. Well, I'm going to hit the tentacle or the extended mouth that's currently got Tog grappled.
Okay, so these
Try
things
and help
which
him
are
get
wrapped
free.
around him and like pushing him in, while avoiding Tog at the same time. Swack. You see it, and Tog, he just manages to hit the one that's right in front of you. So there's this like an appendage with a mouth and an eye, and as this the staff cracks down on it, the teeth shatter, and the eyeball it just pops and explodes, and you just get this gush of goo onto your face.
Oh,
Okay, Delphine, you're up, followed by Lavana.
tastes like vinegar and piss.
Oh.
It
Alright,
gets into
so-
your mouth like, ah.
Yeah.
Did I
Yeah.
hear Thaddeus say that it needs to be bludgeoning damage?
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to lean down and use an action to scoop up a handful of rocks.
Mhm.
I'm going to push my leather jacket to the side and pull off this hand cannon from my hip
Ooh,
that I've
nice.
had holstered. And I'm going to dump the rocks into the hand cannon because it is modular. I can basically, whatever I can stuff into it,
Yeah.
and I can also choose the type of damage. So it's going to be, I'm going to fire at it and it's going to be bludgeoning damage.
Yep.
All right. Oh, don't fall off the desk. Oh, 17 to hit?
17 is a miss.
No! Okay. Oh, how many actions have I used? I used one to load it and one to fire. I get one more. I'm going to load it again. And that's what I've got.
Yeah. You miscalculate
Alright.
the distance as this thing starts moving around. It's trying to get closer to Tog. But yeah, you've missed.
I'm not used to firing. I'm used to firing like natural pellets or bullets, and these rocks were not what I was expecting to put in my cannon.
I'm gonna yell
Okay.
back. Are you using your right hand, Jesus?
Right. Last but not least, Lavana, followed by me.
All right. I want to cast one of my. I'm going to cast Shroud of Night. Hopefully, it'll work on all those eyeballs.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh.
So what actually? What happens?
yes.
What do you see happening?
I would just gather my hands together, and this big purple glow just starts to form, and then it shoots straight and engulfs the entire creature, covering it in darkness for a second, and then we see if it actually succeeds.
Okay. I'm going to say it does succeed, and I'm going to say, Tog, you start to feel the tendrils just immediately start to come off of you. So
I see the mother has let go of you.
Now it's the
And
Mouther's
then,
turn. Yeah, go on in.
Because that was one action. For
Go
my
for it.
second action, I'll just a blue light will appear in the one hand, and then she'll shoot it towards Togus and cast guidance on him.
Nice. Cool. Right, so now the Mouthers go. Ooh, a few choices. He's going to, at disadvantage kind of thing, he's going to try to attack Tog. Basically, he's moved off in the darkness and now can't find you again. So I'm going to move away, and you see Well, none of you can see it because it's just shrouded in darkness. So everyone has the same problem. But you, Todd, you feel this thing moving away from you.
Okay.
Top of the round, Vittoria, followed by Todd.
I'm gonna do the same thing again. I'm gonna throw another brick at it.
Go for it.
That's a nat one.
Ooh.
So I don't think I give you the. Do I give you the total even though if it was a nat one?
Nat one is case of. So we have Tog is kind of in between you and it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna rule that you're gonna hit Tog.
What? Sorry.
With a nat one.
What?
Hope you like this brick.
Roll your damage.
Oh, no. Oh.
18.
18
18
damage
points of damage?
with a brick. You just caved in his head.
Oh
I have
my
1 hit point left.
God.
Sorry.
So
You and I are going to be having words
the
later,
same
and I won't be
spell.
saying anything.
The telekinesis, you pick up this thing and the aim is off.
What the shit?
Your die killed you too.
First off, I'm just the network director for Norse Foundry. I don't actually know what my hired feelings.
Okay, Tog, you can. It's your go. Well, Vittoria, unless you have more
Yeah,
actions.
well, I had a
No,
plan,
I'm
and it
done.
just got ruined
Okay.
from a brick to the back of the head.
I'm
still gonna.
Dave's basically said, do you
Yeah,
want to do that again? Congratulations.
So I can't see it anymore, and it can't see me. Correct?
Correct.
But it's definitely hitting with the brick.
I am going to get rid of my disrupting weapons and heal myself. No, I'm just gonna use my clerical font. I'll use my regular heal on myself. We're gonna do the 1 action version because I'm touching myself. 8, so 15 back. I can't see it. And then with 2 actions, I'm going to cast Sanctuary on myself. So that if it does find me again, it's gonna have to make a check.
Yeah.
That is all my actions. So no one can see anything. So there's movement in the darkness. I was gonna describe my spells, but it doesn't matter. You just hear me mumbling to myself, can't believe my own teammate hit me in the head as I'm healing myself and finishing my actions.
Fantastic.
Son of a
Okay.
bitch.
It's next up is Thad, followed by Delphine.
So I'm going to continue moving forwards, trying to get to the island in the middle, so that I
Okay.
can climb up onto the bank, please.
Yep. So that's fine. It's literally like 3 feet away, so you can climb up onto the island.
Okay. So the darkness has been covered this whole thing, or
The
has
top
the
of it.
shroud of darkness moved away?
Yeah. Lavana, does it stay with the encounter, or is it in a specific spot?
I would stay with the encounter.
Okay. So you can see this black shape is moving off. This shadowy thing is moving off. This blob.
Yeah, I want it to stay on the actual creature.
Yeah.
I'll hold the staff out to Tog so I can help pull him up onto the middle of the island, and then we can start taking a look at this sphere that's in the middle.
Or there's another brick. Yes. I have Sanctuary on in case there's another brick as well.
Okay. Yep, that's fine. You put him up. You're both there. Is that the end of your goes? You've moved. You've climbed up.
Yes,
grabbed
because
Tog.
I don't have battle medicine, so I
Okay.
can't heal him in combat.
Okay, Delphine, we're over to you, followed by Lavana.
Okay, so I've already loaded my hand cannon, so I am going to try a different d20 to try and hit it this time. Fire at it with the 17 plus 7.
Yeah, that's a hit.
24?
Yep, that's the hit.
Alright, it only does 1d6 damage, but it's cool damage, and it's bludgeoning damage. And it's exactly 6 damage.
6 damage on top. Okay. Yep. You hear it call out again, so you definitely hit it, and it calls out once again. Takuth, although this time it says, Takuth.
1 second. I need to see if there's any plus for bludgeoning or not, because that might be like a strength or something. I don't think so, but I want to make sure I'm doing as much damage as I possibly can to it. Nope.
Is that the first time I've heard it say that too, Dave? Because I was underwater?
Yes.
Okay. Note to self.
Yeah, I can just change the damage type because it's modular.
Yep.
Okay.
That's cool. All done.
Do I recognize what it's saying?
No.
No? Okay, I have 2 more actions left.
Okay.
So I'm going to scoop up another handful, dump it in, and I'm going to fire one more time with the -5 penalty.
Go for it.
Oh, no, that is a 5.
5 is a miss, but at least you didn't hit Tog. So that's good. Okay, yeah, it just goes off. Again, it's moving on its own accord. It's trying to it's getting off this kind of mini island, and it's going to swim across the other side.
Oh, no, is it coming towards us?
No, it's going away. It's going to go away from you as much as possible. So, Lavana, you're up.
I'm going to cast telekinetic projectile on this thing. I'm going to look for also a brick or a rock or something and launch it at
There's
him.
plenty of stuff
Hopefully
around
not
you. Sure.
Okay. I lift it up from the ground. That is a 15 plus 8. Does not hit Tagus. 15 plus 8.
I like how that's the concern now.
Oh.
That's fine. You don't hit Togas. What's the damage?
Let me see. 1d6 plus.
I promise to never hurt my party members again.
It's okay. It happens.
Okay.
8.
I'm not
Again,
mad.
you hit it, and you again every hit you now keep hearing to curve. As this thing is trying to move faster, but it's not getting very far.
Aklo, common, and undercommon. Do I recognize the language at all?
Yeah, it's true.
Let's see. Does anyone speak Aklo?
Yeah, I have Aklo, common, and undercommon. I have the language of monsters, common, and then what drow speak.
Okay, so you don't know the words. You assume it's a name, Takuth.
Oh.
But when he said Aya Takuth, Aya in common means hail. So hail Takuth.
Okay. Never would have thought Aklo would come into play.
There you go.
It literally took it for thematics.
Surprise.
Surprise.
Okay. Levon,
All
is that the end of your go?
Oh, you know what? I have one more.
Go for it.
I will cast guidance on Thaddeus.
Okay. He's done. Right. The Mouther is going to... Well, basically it's just going to try and slope away.
I wonder why.
It's a slow moving thing, but it's got enough movement to enter the water. And once it's in the water, it can disappear from vision.
Oh.
So you just hear it splosh.
Look, a runaway monster is still experiencing.
Yeah.
It left us alone. That is the key.
Yep. So that
Bricks are not fun, Dragon.
you can pursue if you want to. If not, we'll say that combat is over. But that thing has sloped off.
To the other
Who's
side
up
of the
next?
pond.
It's under the pond somewhere. It's inside the pond.
Oh,
I'm taking the orb.
Let's get to the orb.
That's what I'm there for the entire time. I was just going to take the orb and leave.
Tog and Thaddeus are on the island next to the orb. This orb is about 3 foot wide, 3 foot in diameter.
What material is it made out of? You said it was rusty.
It's let me see if it's got the description. I think it's steel.
how big
That
is it?
is. Let me reach in because if it
It's
means
3
harm.
foot. So as you now get a closer look at it, you can see there are kind of intricate circles, much like the ones you saw on the family crest. It's on a square base, but everything's rusted. It's covered in rust. Just obviously disuse and or lack of maintenance more than anything. The stand it's on is kind of broken and cracked away, but you can see that there are, as well as these circles, there are almost like pinholes in it.
Oh.
So I'd like to make an esoteric lore roll, and I'd like to see if I know anything about the shape that the circles make. Is there any occult or arcane meaning to them, and the positioning of the pinholes? So let me roll that.
Because you're looking...
That's a 25.
I'm going to say no, because you're looking for something specific, like you just said. No.
So based on is it hollow? So the rings mean you can see inside, yeah?
It's not hollow. So if you can see that picture, you can't see inside the dome, but there's something on the stand. So if you want to do a proper investigate, have a search around.
Want to get over there?
I'll have a search around.
Well, hold on a minute here. I'm gonna turn my living weapon into a club, and I'm gonna knock on it once. Not like aggressively, but just to see if it sounds hollow.
It is. Like, dong.
I want to get closer to it.
Is the magic in? I yell back. Is the magic inside or outside of this thing?
Do I know whether it was inside?
One of you said it was magical.
Inside.
And I whine
magic
back.
happening inside.
I take a step
Swing
up.
as hard as I can.
You swing as hard as you can.
It's
you hit
inside,
it,
not outside.
And it just goes. It's like hitting a gong. Like
just bings.
Yeah.
It's not breakable.
So Thad, while you're having a search round, you see it is on a square base, and it looks like there is maybe like a drawer compartment.
Oh,
Delphine, if there's a way you can get across the water, what do you want to do?
I'm just gonna go across. I'm just gonna take my risk with the gibbering and just go. I need to get over there. They're gonna break it. They're gonna do something with it. We're not.
I'll just bring it over. I'll just carry it over.
Including the base. Including
yes,
the base.
of course.
The whole thing.
Yes.
The whole thing needs to come back over. Okay.
All right. Jeez, worry a lot. And I'm gonna grab this thing and heave to see if we can pick it up.
Give it a go. Do a strength check.
Athletics, I'm assuming,
yep.
for lifting.
Go for it.
Ooh, that's pretty good. Athletics, 24.
Okay, so you lift with your knees, not your back, and nothing happens. This thing does not budge. It's not heavy. It's just welded into this kind of stand that it's on. That is bolted down into the brick island. It is done.
Mm-hmm.
It's all part of the boulder.
I sit down next to it. And I'm like, it's too heavy, and I'm gonna use. So I have combat medic.
Yep.
I'm gonna use treat wounds on myself to patch myself up while they figure their way over here.
Yep. So you're doing that, and Delphine, you're gonna wade across.
I'm just gonna wade across. I'm gonna take my chances. I need to see this thing. I'm gonna wade across. I'm gonna hold up my gear really high above the water.
How tall are you?
My 5 feet tall.
Okay, so at some point you take a step, and Delphine goes in, ankle, knee, waist, chest, and then the next step, just before she gets to the island, blump. You just see the hands, like the wrists, keeping the stuff dry.
I'll shove the end of the crook into the water with the flame, and I'll make it flare so she's got something to head towards.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at Vittoria and go, "Oh, they did the job for us. We don't have to get wet."
Yes, it's very convenient.
And I just continue looking forward.
Yeah, we're just watching.
We're not going over there.
We're not about that life.
This water, like the tree, stinks. I mean, it's stagnant, brackish water as well. So it's not being good. So Fad, you fish Delphine out of the pond. She's covered in all the algae as well. A couple of lily pads on her head.
As long as my equipment's dry.
Cool. The equipment is fine.
Matters.
Equipment is fine.
Okay.
And then
Delphine, there is a drawer here in the base.
Oh.
Now I haven't touched it. But Victoria says the magic item or magic source is inside the sphere, which as you can see is pretty solid.
I am going to pursue a lead, which allows me to take a whole minute to examine every little bit, every little possible clue, anything I can figure out about this, and that might also help me remember anything when we also eventually get into the mansion to investigate this item.
This is what makes you rogue on a salary, right here.
It's rogue on a salary.
Makes you that.
Okay, what do I need to roll? Just gotta roll my
If Kelly's in
perception.
chat, I just want to say I'm disturbing every crime scene possible just in disrespect of Nora. Just so you know, that is why I do this. We have a investigator on our show, and she gets mad for everyone disturbing a crime scene. We literally made a T-shirt that says, "Nora, do not disturb my crime scene." And it's in the Dare font.
Okay. 16 plus 9
Okay.
for perception and investigating. What can I tell, investigate, devise, figure out about this thing that I might be able to know about later?
This orb, or the drawer, the orb or the drawer.
Oh, I was going to say the whole thing in general, but if
That's
I got to
fine.
do one or
So
the other.
The orb itself is a way for you to kind of not chart the stars, but to create the stars. So if this was in working order, you could put a lamp in the middle, and that light would project out through the pinpricks a star pattern around you.
So you need fire.
Is it astrolabe?
It's
Yes.
like Treasure Planet.
So if you were on the bank
Yeah.
on land, and this was pre-set up, you would have a very nice map just laid out before you, which you could then tell your staff to rotate and guide as much as you wanted to. And there would have been a bridge there as well. Remember, the bridge is gone. In the compartment, it's not trapped. So if you want to open the compartment, you can.
Okay, I was gonna say, is there a keyhole or anything? I'm gonna take a bobby pin out of my hair.
You can do that.
Oh, is it unlocked? Is it locked?
It's locked.
Okay, I'm gonna take
it's not
a bobby
trapped.
pin out of my hair and attempt to unlock it.
Okay.
Oh, do you need lockpicks? I
If you
some.
have lockpicks,
Here you go. Here's the thieves kit.
neat. I've never had one of these before.
It came with my background for something, and I can't use it. So
Ugh, 14.
Victoria calls across the water. Don't get any ideas.
don't listen to her. Open it up, or I'm gonna smash
Gloves over my wet hands anyway. 14.
Okay. 14 is fine. It's okay.
Okay.
You play around with it. You've only used like the bobby pin kind of thing, the one hand. This is this is professionals, how they do it. And you're kind of working out how it does it. And you finally get it, and it goes click, and you're ready. And then you pull open this drawer, and inside you find that we're going to find out in 5 minutes. We're going to take a quick break. And we'll see you in 5. We're going to get a quick snack, visit the toilet, grab some drinks, the usual stuff. We've got to top up our drinks.
Yeah, more
We'll see
whiskey.
you in 5.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
We'll be back.
And we should be back. Here we are. We just
Got bricked.
we had to refuel, top up our drinks. So cheers, everybody.
Yes.
Thank you very much for joining us, for watching. This is the first of our Malevolence campaign episodes. We'll be back in.
So, Dave, is this going how you thought it would go? Is this about what you were thinking?
Yeah. You never know what you're playing. I didn't expect you to jump into the water, first of all.
Playing a brave character.
But I love the idea of jumping over the fence, and I love the idea of fire. You know, there's a tree. It moved. Burn it.
Burn it.
Yeah. I'm with you on that one. So, Delphine, you've just unlocked the drawer underneath this kind of rusted circle thing.
Here, it's a thing.
Yeah.
Pedestal?
Circle.
Inside, you see something is wrapped up in what appears to be a purple silk handkerchief. It's really kind of like a little bit moldy, very dusty, but something is wrapped up inside.
Gloves. I'm gonna. Oh gosh, where are my spells? I'm going to read the aura of this thing, carefully lifting it out of the drawer.
Okay. So I was just changing the background music has changed. I'll just turn it down. To my audience, if the music is too loud, do let us know, because sometimes it gets too loud. So what are you trying to get in terms of the aura? What information do you want to?
Is this the magical thing specifically? What kind of magic is it? What school of magic is it? That's about as much as I can do and I can know with my little bit of magic experience.
So it's definitely radiating magic. There are, by the feel of it, there are 2 items. One of them is radiating magic, and it's a divination magic.
Okay.
So you want to unwrap?
I'm going to hold it away from me carefully and carefully unwrap it like I'm unwrapping an artifact like I've been taught at the library.
So on one hand, you do that corner by corner of this handkerchief, and inside you find there is actually a spyglass. The spyglass has the spyglass is non-magical. The spyglass has an attached value of 80 gold pieces, just so we can put that into inventory if you want to. But the thing that is radiating the magic it's like a spare lens. Some kind of spare glass lens.
Like it would go into something else?
Or I can take off. Does it operate like my Oculus Xperia, where I can take off one lens and put on another one?
No, it doesn't fit that, and it doesn't fit the spyglass. It's something you haven't found yet. Think Resident Evil. You've now found something. Go,
I found pieces and parts. Oh, this is interesting. It's fascinating. I'm going to show it around, and then I'm going to carefully wrap it back up and put it in my satchel. Because wait, you can mage hand. Take these over the water.
Okay.
We're not going to risk these going near the goop.
Okay. Now, based on the craftsmanship and size of this lens, it also has an attached value of 100 gold pieces.
How big was it? Is it like spyglass size, or is it
this is
a
lens. Yeah, I would say in my mind it's like a dinner plate size, hand size.
Yeah.
This must be what they used to focus the astrolabe.
Does it have a piece that it sets on inside the drawer, or is it just laying there?
No, it's just you found this item laying in the drawer.
Is this, do you think, what was magical?
Can I detect magic on it?
This is the lens itself is magic.
Is
It's
magic.
the divination magic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Any color to it?
No, it's a clear lens.
All right. Is there anything else that I can infer or inspect about the whole orb itself? Like, can I reach my arm in there and set a lantern down or a candle down?
You can do that, yeah.
I mean, it's. I'm guessing there's no ceiling. This isn't. The whole thing's crumbled down that it might show a roof onto and project onto, wouldn't it?
No. So there was no. So this would just kind of almost. What would you almost like a holographic projection?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like a magic projection.
Kind of, yeah.
So it is like Treasure Planet.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
can one of you make magical light? It might be better than us using a torch or a lantern.
I'll shove the shepherd's crook inside and make it light up.
So you shove that in, and immediately, even though we're getting towards like late afternoon now, there's we didn't actually specify a time of day, but we're going to say late afternoon. It's getting darker. The twilight seems to be sinking in quite heavily, and even with that kind of, you have a haze of not quite dark and not quite light. You see certain pinpricks start to appear, but not all of them, because this ball is quite rusted over now.
Oh,
so
wait.
you don't get a complete picture.
Were there glass orbs in the ball itself?
No.
Oh, I was going to say send back the lens. I'm going to set it in the bowl and see what happens. Into one of like the sections.
No.
Wait, is there any way
doesn't
for
seem to
me...
fit if you want to do that. This lens does not fit this ball, and it doesn't fit a spyglass. So it's something you have not yet found.
Okay. I'm going to take a picture.
So with the constellations that have lit up,
Yes.
what does it tell me? What do I recognise about those constellations using esoteric lore? And a roll of 25.
It is something which allows you to map or show the months of the year. So you would rotate this thing to whatever day of the month of the year you were in, and it should show you the exact match of the sky above you.
Okay.
But
That's
this is,
cool.
so if you were to kind of zoom out, this is your solar system of stars.
So basically, it's made to align your times of the year like a calendar globe.
Kind of, yeah.
It's like Tomb Raider.
I have one of those in the basement.
I got a plastic one for Christmas.
What day was Isaac's parents executed, and what day did he get married? Savannah, would you know that?
Oh, I think I wrote it down. Maybe not. I don't know.
We didn't say.
If not, would I just
the
know
year.
that by knowing that?
I would say you know what the wedding date was, and you tell each other the dates. You kind of twist this rusted kind of contraption around, and it does. You can see these pinpricks of stars start to move around you. So the people who are on the bank, you can see this thing just rotating in front of you. The people on the island making the changes, you're kind of in the dome. But you see it rotate, but it doesn't really give you anything.
I think we need to do something with the lens.
But look at it. You guys have the spyglass. Well, there's nothing magical with the spyglass. Look through the lens. Just hold it up to your eye. Do you see anything?
See anything, Dave?
No.
Oh.
It's all
gonna
fuzzy. Whatever you
it's
look
all
at, you kind
fuzzy?
of do this with a lens, but it doesn't do anything.
Well, hold on
Perhaps
a
we
minute.
need to return it to the
wait.
dome.
Wait. This is a large estate. Does this thing look like a lens for like viewing stars? Is it big enough for the end of a telescope?
Yes, if you imagine,
We had one at the academy.
yeah, you know those kind of telescopes you can have in your home now. They're quite thick, like 12 inches in diameter. That kind of type of telescope would be the right kind of lens.
With that said, looking around our area, is there something I could climb up on so I could get a better view of the house to see if there's a telescope out of like one of the windows?
Was
There is
something
a collapsed building
Didn't you
just over
describe?
there.
Yeah, you described.
so?
Oh, there's a collapsed building near
So
us?
the collapsed building is just further up, further along on the pathway. That is to the side of the house. But my description of the house, and I'll just bring it up for the audience.
There's like a dome in
Yeah.
this.
I
There
think
was an
yes.
observatory style
Yes,
dome
yes,
on top of the
yes,
house.
yes.
So
Yes.
Yep. So I turn and point and I go, it probably goes in there.
yeah,
I couldn't remember if you said observatory or greenhouse. That's why I was
yeah.
not
It's
sure.
solarium. It's both.
Solarium. Yeah. Well, why don't we gather this up? I'll unzip the anglerfish bag because it's only hand size, so I can fit it in.
Yep.
Go, why don't we put it in here? It'll be safe. It's at least a magical space.
Hmm.
And then both of
thought-
us have access to it if it's needed.
I'll put
Yeah?
it in the bag. Yeah, I'll put it in the bag.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I was looking at the group, make sure no one's like, no, I'm carrying it. I must study it more. I didn't want to like take it from them. Well then, I guess we're not splitting up after all. Should we go to the collapsed area and see what's there and make our way towards the house?
Sounds good.
I mean, we should at least circle the entire estate before we go in.
Yes.
Is anyone else injured?
Just you.
Eh, brushes off, and when I like pull, like where I get hit in the back of the head with the brick. My hair is up in like a bun. It is like this whitish gray color.
You get messed up. The bun got messed up.
And you can see that I have like stitch marks, like scar marks all over my neck. And I'm like, it'll be fine. Next time when you throw the brick, though, can you maybe not hit me?
Perhaps you shouldn't have been in my way.
Or perhaps you should be better at aiming.
Okay.
So
Just saying.
Your marching order towards this collapsed building. Who's going first?
I'm just gonna start walking that way. If someone walks in front of me, he doesn't care, but he just heads in the direction that everyone says they're going. Hit me in the head with a brick. Can I believe it? And I'm gonna be whispering an Acklo to myself.
I'll try and stay in the center of the group so that everybody's within the radius of the light.
Where every mage is safe, that area?
Yep.
The sweet zone.
The sweet spot. The safe spot. Make sure she's not behind you. You might get hit in the head with a brick.
Yeah. I have to reevaluate the sweet spot from now on.
I'll be in the middle as well.
Okay, so you stick along the path, and as you get there, you can see the remnants of this collapsed building. Tog, as you're kind of up front, you recognise it immediately. There was definitely some kind of stable that was once here. Obviously today this building has basically collapsed in on itself. There's still kind of a few posts here and there, and you recognise some of the bits that would have been. I don't know what the term is, but where the horses would have been, the kind of individual...
the stalls?
The stalls, which would have been there. But the rest of it is all just kind of collapsed in on itself. The roof has come down. Everything is rotted to hell. It's all timbers and shingles. And once again, you've got a kind of overgrown with layers of blackberry vines.
I pick another blackberry and eat it. And then... I will search this place just a once over, but since it's collapsed, I'm going to assume there's not a lot left behind. Okay. But I'm at least going to give it a once over.
Yep.
Is there anything that you wouldn't suspect to be suspicious that you see lying around? Maybe a weird key on the ground, something turned at an odd angle.
It's a big space.
Off-colored bricks.
Again, like the pond, this is kind of a 30-foot area. This is a big stables, so... It's going to take Tog a while to search around. So
I'm just walking through and looking. I'm not like combing the desert here. I'm literally just looking through it and walking through the stable.
So anyone else going with Tog?
So just an update on the thaumaturge ability.
I think the investigate
with the light, doing what we're doing, just walking through is equivalent to doing a search. Because things reveal themselves. The light of the torch reveals things' true nature.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That is amazing. I picked the wrong magical one.
17 for just the perception and search while we're pursuing a lead while we're in here. Any extra things that I might notice?
Okay. Yes, we'll come back to that. Anyone else? So we got Tog and Delphine, who Tog's kind of just walking.
I mean, do you want perception from us? Is that what you want? A roll?
No, I'm just trying to find out, picture the scene. So Tog is just brazenly walking through the ruins of this collapsed building. Delphine, you're kind of paying more attention to
eating
bits of what's there.
I'm going to be looking around at the structure of the building itself.
From the outside or the inside?
No, from the inside. I'm going to be stood inside, casting my light around so that everybody else gets the benefit of the +1 to perception and revealing the true nature. And I want to look at the structure of the building and try and see whether it's collapsed for age and neglect, misuse, or was it deliberate? Has it been deliberately damaged?
Okay, Vittoria, Levana.
I'm just going to kind of investigate generally the interior of the structure, see if there's anything that might, like Thaddeus said, kind of suggest what happened to it.
So let's say you kind of pick a side each, and you go off to do your own investigation. Delphine's just trying to take pictures from different angles and look
I'm
at
like
other things.
putting up paper against walls and doing a rubbing of anything interesting with charcoal.
Well, I'm not staying in here now. But have fun.
Oh,
He's just
I am
going over, kicking
delighted by
things
this.
over. Like, what's this rubbish?
sweeping the floor, maybe
Yeah.
looking for sigils or carvings or ruins.
What are you building a home?
We have to be thorough.
Ugh.
Lavana?
I want to look in like each individual stall as I walk through.
You've kind of got 2.5 left. Most of it is all kind of collapsed, but there's definitely two, maybe a third. It's kind of missing its final piece of the wall. You see various old, rotted horse leather straps, leather reins, bits of saddles, and you all come across these bits and pieces that just left to the elements of however many years it's been, all a piece. So I am going to roll a dice, and I'm going to pick. The dice is going to pick one of you at random. Now this is going to be based not on our Zoom window, but on our Twitch window. Okay, so it's 1 is Thaddeus, 2 is Lavana, 3, 4, 5. So 5 is Eric. Okay.
Just give me the 5 right away. Might as well.
It was 5, so it's you. So as everyone is kind of quietly studying their various corners,
A brick falls out of the sky.
another one is back in the back of his head.
And lodges from the ceiling and falls crashing down.
Yes.
Tog, can
Son of a bitch!
you roll a d12 for me, please?
A D12? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I love that die. A 10.
A 10. Okay.
You take 10 points of damage. Here, just for you. There you go. There's a brick.
Okay. So there's a random table basically. So you rolled a 10. Now, Tog,
Yeah, I did.
just as you're walking and you're kicking through and you kind of pass everyone and you're just, muttering in Aklo to yourself and saying, what is everyone doing? Suddenly, you seem to lose all of your senses at the same time.
Oh,
And you
great.
suddenly feel weightless.
Like I can float?
Yep, just for a split second. Your stomach kind of does that weird turn.
Mm-hmm.
And
I whisper, goddess?
in the darkness, you get that creeping thought in your head that something is about to give you the gift of sight. The problem
Is this a feeling I've had before because of my background?
no, you've never felt anything like this before. The problem is you're scared that as soon as you see something, it will be the most awful sight you've ever seen before. And then suddenly, you're back in the barn.
So like a cold sweat starts to form, and I reach into my pocket and pull out the monogrammed L and T from our marriage, our little handkerchief, and I wipe my face off and put it back in my pocket. And I go, everybody, I don't feel so well. Something's trying to communicate with me or something. And I'm going to step out of the building.
Okay. You carry on, and nothing else happens to you. But it was that weird
Look, I would
sensation of
recommend not staying in there.
Yeah.
It's not safe. Now, in all of the years that her and I were married and we've adventured together, you've probably seen me scared twice.
I would walk over to you and kind of caress your face.
No, stop. It's not safe in there. Everyone should. Whatever it is not. It's not a good feeling.
I hate to say this to you, but we must investigate.
It's a collapsed stable. What do you want? A ghost horse?
That'd be
Yes.
nice.
I don't. That's what nightmares are made of. Let's not do that. I'll wait out here. If something bad happens, I'll come back in. But other than that, I am staying out here. You investigate all your little ass desires, but I'm not going in. And I'm gonna perch up outside somewhere, like near, like within an action to get to them, but I am not going in.
Okay.
Can I detect magic in the general area that he woke up from?
I'm just going to say you can't feel anything.
Okay.
There's no magic as far as you can tell. It's a dark, late afternoon and you're sifting through rubble. And it wasn't like a feeling of someone stepped over his grave. There was something else. And as he said, he's only been scared in his life once before. And you've seen that, and now you've seen it again. So he is not joking around. He is not in his kind of having a moody blue. He is
sincere.
Very, very serious.
Well, we could always investigate somewhere else. And
the path does actually continue past this building, the collapsed building. So it goes around, almost around the back of the house.
Mm-hmm.
And you see it kind of, it starts to get even more heavy, overgrown. So the pathway just goes through this kind of, the grass has turned into a hedge, and then beyond that you've got some trees. So it's just disappearing into that area. You can see just above the trees, something in, there's a structure, stick it just at the top of the trees. You can just make out the silhouette of some kind of structure. Oh, you was on mute then.
What do the rest of you think? Shall we go towards the back of this building? Perhaps give Togus a little break.
We give Togus a break. And Delphine, do you have any more of those jam jars? I'm sorry, I mean vials.
Of course, and I like open my bag and there's like a ramshackle made out of like the staff kitchen of like little knives and jars and ceilings and paper and pencils, and like, here, go ahead. I was also waiting for Dave to come back to me because I rolled 17 on my investigation and perception check to see if there was anything spooky or odd or suspicious I could find.
No, nothing there is untoward. It's, as far as you can tell, this is or was a well-used, well-loved stable. All the stuff you find, even though it's all rotted and no good now, this was of the very finest quality.
Okay. No like runes of protection or curse runes or sigils or seals or anything under like the old brush or rot?
No.
No trapdoors?
No, you find nothing.
Old storage cabinets, boxes, hayloft?
No, just a destroyed barn.
I rolled a 26, so has this just collapsed through years of it being empty, weathering?
Yes, potentially. Who knows? The storm that kind of may have swept through here, that knocked the tree over, has potentially, the building is derelict. No maintenance, and eventually the elements, nature has reclaimed it.
So using the jar that Delphine gave me, I'm going to take the lid off, and then I'm going to pull the glove off my left hand, and anyone that's in the barn can see that my left hand is made of copper, not flesh.
Oh.
And I extend from my index finger a small scalpel blade, and I will start to carve off some of the pieces of wood from various areas around where Tog was standing when he had his episode. And I shall put those shavings in the jar, and then I'll generally waft some of the air in that area, and then put the lid on tightly, and then hand it back to Delphine. Thank you. We shall investigate them when we get back to the library. I wonder if there are some toxins in the area that Tog may have inhaled, causing him to hallucinate slightly.
I mean, if there's toxins, why aren't you wearing any coverings? No scarf, no mask.
It may be a pocket. It may have been an emission that was dispersed once it passed, maybe. Who knows? Chance and whatnot. Anyway, I don't think there's anything else to learn here.
Of course. I'm going to brush the wall and read the aura. Just like the general area. Any spooky magic, anything possibly?
No. Not even a ghost horse. You've got nothing.
Not even a ghost horse.
I think this building is not worth our time.
Useless, yes. I agree, Vittoria.
Oh, there's still so many more grounds to investigate. We still have such limited daylight, so we should probably keep going.
Okay.
Let's head around back. I yell from outside.
Okay.
Now, is this directly the stable directly to the left of the building when we're looking at the building?
Yes. So now you're following the path around to the back of the building. The path goes off into like shrubbery, but Lavana saw some kind of structure behind.
Is there a trail that goes through the stable, or is it just like a barn where there's an entrance and an exit, the same thing?
Yes, there would have been an entrance.
So we kind of circle back out and around.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't think we go to the house yet. I think we follow around back and see if there's... Is there a path actually to the backyard?
Yes. Basically, this kind of... at the very first, when you came in, it was a single path and it split 3 ways. It goes left, right, and straight ahead. So as you now go left all the way around, you see that probably the right-hand one would have come around the other side of the... so they circle the house. The house is firmly in the middle. And now this path meets and it kind of goes north again into the trees.
Well, should we follow the path through the trees before we head back to the house? Or head around the other side of the house? Might as well.
I think we should follow the path.
That sounds good.
Spotted a structure.
Do the whole loop around the property before going in.
Yes.
Yeah, but he said there's one that goes north out into the trees.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
where
we could always
Lavana
split up
saw
and
the
send a
structure.
party of 2 into the spooky forest.
I mean, I worked in a place called the Whispering Woods, so...
We are here to
Fine with
inspect
it.
the house. I feel like the area immediately surrounding the house should be our primary focus.
Well then, we're going through, and I'm going to turn my arm into a blade in case we have to blaze a trail at all, because this place hasn't been used in forever. Torch in the other hand, and I'm going to head north.
Okay. So Tog is leading the way. Everyone's following?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. So
I'm going to top myself off with a heal spell, though, just in case.
You know me too well. The oppressive forest retreats into a clearing of dry grass that seems to almost whisper as a breeze wafts through. A ring. So as you break through the tree line, a ring of 7 ancient standing stones surrounds a almost circular, crypt-like stone structure that measures roughly 12 feet in diameter and rises to a height of 15 feet. On the outside, you see carvings of moths and butterfly-winged people flying among the stars, and it all kind of decorates the crypt's sides. While it's heavy, it's got a heavy stone slab door is embedded with a series of bronze rings set into grooves, much like you saw the orb on the pond and that you saw on the family crest on the gate. Now, each of these rings has a single small disc of differently coloured crystals attached to it. That's what I meant. It's very kind of Resident Evil. At the very centre, there is a much larger orb of pale yellow crystal is affixed directly into the stone. Now, for my players,
yes.
I have a picture for you. I will send that across in a second. Boom, boom, boom. Push a few buttons. There it goes. And
did they take at least 10 minutes in that stable? Could I regain my focus points while they were doing that?
Yes.
I'll let you do that. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Since I just sat outside instead.
Yep.
Oh, never mind.
That means I can adapt back in my focus.
Is there any empty spot where our disc, our filament might fit?
No, there is no empty socket.
Well, look at this. I'm going to use my 2 focus points to give myself... Is it dark in here? Is it like overgrowth and inside the forest?
This is open. This is like a circular bit. A very clear circle.
Gotcha.
You've walked through the kind of the heavy brush. You can still see the house sort of behind you. But here, again, that it's still very oppressive darkness. And it's just getting later and later into the day. We're getting to sort of 5, 6 o'clock in the late afternoon, early
I'm not going to use my spell.
Yeah.
Well, we'll search this, I guess, before we leave.
Okay, so continuing to pursue my lead with that beat, is there anything here that is any like familiar at all with the orb on the pond island?
Only the style of rings. So it looks like a planetary system rather than a star system. But the circles, when you get closer to it, it looks like it can rotate.
Oh.
What day did we leave the star system on the island on?
Wedding day.
The wedding
Okay.
day, right?
Oh, I'm gonna put on my gloves and I'm gonna reach out, I'm gonna touch it, and I am going to sense the aura. Or read the aura.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There is nothing coming from the outside, but
There's a window?
no, it's just that's just for effect. It's actually just stone carvings
Oh, okay.
on that picture.
I was like,
what
I'm just
you
gonna climb
feel
in.
is if it's almost like it's muted. So there is something blocking this. You're not getting the full power coming through. Almost like listening to a conversation through a wall. You can hear that there are muffled voices, but you just can't hear it clear enough. So there is something blocking between this side and that side.
Miss Lavana, Miss Victoria, your magic's much stronger than mine. But there's something magical in there.
I'll put my hand to the door. Do I detect magic?
Again, it's a strange sensation. You've never had this before, and it's a little bit unsettling. There is something there, you can feel it, but you don't make that full connection.
Right.
There is something muting you.
Does this look like a religious symbol at all? Since that's basically, I'm trained in religion really well and a little bit in occultism, but,
Yeah, I was gonna say occultism too.
but I'm definitely more on the
Yeah.
religion side. Does this look like a
I
holy
could-
symbol, maybe?
Do a roll for me, Tog.
That is a 24.
Okay. It's not necessarily a religion, but you do
Okay.
recognize something because of the spirit in the pond and this one. You start to get the feeling there is a connection to what is called the Starless Knight, or rather the Order of the Starless Knight.
Do I know what that is? For the 24.
There is not much you recall about it, apart from it's to do with, let's say, extra dimensional.
With
Like
occultism,
planier or cosmic or something along those lines?
Kind of, yeah.
with occultism, would I maybe know something about it?
No, it doesn't match. It doesn't go into that area.
Okay.
What about academia? Would I have read something about it?
You have never seen or heard of this thing before, but in terms of academia knowledge, if you roll your details,
Do the rings move on that symbol? Like if I grab them, can I turn them? Like
Yes.
are they
He said
like
that,
stone? You said you can turn them? Okay.
yeah. And then 18.
the only thing you recognize is it's based on a star system,
Okay.
Oh.
so you have those connections.
A star system? This is a series of planets. This one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Could
then
we
the
realign
circles-
these?
The circles around it. So if you're looking at that picture, they're
I
engraved
see.
into the stone. They would be similar to the star systems that you saw on the pond.
So
This
let's
might
match
be
up.
like a lock mechanism. If anyone is good at that, they might be able to open this like a vault or a safe. I've seen some of the more trained be able to do this. I am not skilled at it, but I'm assuming we have to line this like the star system or something.
Maybe I might be able to do it.
Well, give it a shot. And I won't
That
back
makes
up.
sense
Like
to me.
normal when rogues do stuff and you leave, instead I stand next to you ready to cast a spell in case something goes wrong.
Neat. I'm gonna put my hands against it and I'm going to inspect it a little bit more, like sensing traps.
Yep.
I rolled a 3. plus my perception. So I'm rolling the perception, not thievery.
Your
and
action point. Use your hero point.
Oh yeah, this would be a great time to use that amazing hero point.
Do we have more hero points yet?
Pass it to me. Pass your hero
Yeah,
point.
I'm gonna pass
Here,
over.
There you
There we
go.
go.
Thank you very
Oh,
much.
do we have more than one yet, Dave?
That was a good trick.
What was that one?
Do we have more than one hero point?
No,
Or do we
you've
have
only
one?
got one each.
Oof.
You haven't earned any more yet.
What?
Okay.
I dove into a pond fearlessly.
That's your
I was-
character.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna
I
go.
hit you with a brick.
That's how you
Fearlessly.
get stuff. That's how you get hero points, is playing your character.
No, yeah.
Not in this game.
Okay,
I
so
did burn down a tree. Does that count?
was it thievery or perception that I'm rolling to try and Laura Croft this?
You choose. Do you want to try and unlock it, or do you want to figure this puzzle out if you can?
I'd unlock it,
All
personally.
right, let's unlock it.
Now, hold on here. I might have a spell for you. Give me 1 second.
I'll try and impose myself. Delphine. We don't know
Let's see
what
here.
this is yet. The astrolabe showed us a constellation on the day that the guy was executed, or wedding day. This could match something that the astrolabe shows us, but we don't have enough knowledge yet. I think
Well,
we'd be wrong to pick
maybe,
the
but
lock.
we
What
might as well
about
let her
if you-
try to open it.
But what if she damages it and we can't get in?
And shit happens.
Okay, not thievery, at least perception to figure out how it works. But I have a feeling it's just turning it exactly like the other one, except for instead of being 3D, it's 2D and it's flat, and we just have to turn it flat instead of like a big puzzle.
Right, and you could just unlock it.
I mean, do we even have to roll to unlock it? Let's
Have
just roll to
some
match
faith.
the day. Let's just turn it to match. I wouldn't even have to roll thievery. I could just turn it to match the day of the wedding execution.
I think we have to line it up so it's the star system.
I'm trying to get my hero point back.
Oh,
I'm going to push you for time. Delphine, make a decision.
Heck, okay. My perception is higher. 19 plus 9.
Okay, and what are you
Whoa.
doing?
28.
What are you actually doing?
I'm investigating and turning it to seeing if it's even a key. Is it even a key in a doorway?
Right, so while you're doing that, you definitely think, one, you think it's a door.
Okay.
2, it's definitely locked.
Yeah.
3, as you start to turn the circle, you realize, oh, the other circles can also turn and move, which a quick calculation means you have tens or thousands of possible combinations.
Which is
There's
why the first...
no way you're going to guess what it is without either finding the answer or finding some clues.
Which is why the first option we're going to go with is try to match it with the one on the island already is.
Okay.
It might be a double key situation.
So you, as best you can, you try to match it up.
Yep.
Nothing happens.
Okay. I'm going to try and break the lock then. We're going to thievery this. Oh,
I
I'm going
can't
to take a
thief it.
picture
I'm
of
going
it.
to try to force it open.
Okay, I'm going to take a picture of it. Just it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Click. Maybe I'll
Okay.
see some ghosts in the photo. Okay.
I like that you hope that you see ghosts in the photo.
I've been in that library a long time.
So, and you said that this camera thing magically sends the picture to your head, inside your head.
No, that was a recording rod that I was looking at in the book
Right.
earlier. This one operates just like a camera. I'm going to have to like develop the photos at some point.
Oh, okay. You're not going to like Polaroid it and like wait and go,
I'm going to have to pull the glass out and I'm
Yeah.
going to have, I have the whole water and everything. So I'm
Okay.
going to have to develop them at some point.
I'm pulling out
All
my
right.
pry bar while you're doing this.
14, 15, 16, 17,
No
18,
pressure.
19, 20, 21.
it does not budge, it does not move, it does not unlock.
Perhaps we need to set up the telescope in the observatory before we actually unlock the door.
Punk.
So I'm going. While Tog is doing that, I'm going to add in that Vittoria, you turn round, just kind of nonchalantly, like, the house. Look behind you. In the upper middle floor of the house, you see a silhouette of a person staring back at you. And
Oh,
then
God.
suddenly, well, I've got goosebumps. And then suddenly, they walk away. There was no light on.
Well, that's interesting. There might be a person in the house. Probably not a person, probably a spirit, unless you're talking to Thaddeus, in which case it's probably a person. But I believe it's a spirit.
Oh, what did they look like?
Victoria,
I
are you
don't
staring
know.
straight up there as you're saying this?
Yes.
I'm gonna, for the first time, you're gonna see this glowing wisp come out. And I'm going to use my share senses, and my eyes glow white.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna shoot the wisp up towards the observatory.
Okay. So this wasn't in, the person that Victoria saw, the figure, the silhouette, wasn't in the observatory. That's a closed dome. So
I'm sorry.
You got the first floor, the second floor, and then the dome. So it was in the middle of the second floor.
If I see her eye line, I want to go where
Yep.
her eye line went.
Okay. So you send this wisp all the way up there. What's the distance? Does it have a distance, or can you just keep going?
It just
It's you're familiar, isn't it?
yeah.
it's your patron.
25 feet. Fly speed is 40 feet.
Okay.
So it could do 120 in a round.
Yeah. You definitely get to the mansion, and you kind of flying up diagonally up to the height. You get to the window that this silhouette was in, and you can just see what appears to be net curtains or drapes just hanging down. They're tattered. The windows are dirty, but on the window there does seem to be almost like a handprint, not a full handprint, but just the fingertips, just on the window. And slowly, as you're watching that, it slowly just fades away to nothing.
I'll send the wisp back down.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden my white goes to normal. There's a being up there, and they're watching us.
That's terribly spooky.
Welcome to the mansion, my love.
Oh.
How many people have disappeared here?
Would one of us know that?
Recorded, many. Unrecorded, who knows? There's always rumors and stories of people disappearing. People who may have stumbled across it. Dark and stormy night, you want some shelter. But as you know, the front gates were shut. But people could easily jump over the wall.
Our task here was to discover the source of the disappearances, or discover what happened to the people.
That might all be interlinked. There is a mystery here.
It seems to me that somebody in the house would be a better source of information than a locked door. I mean, if we're looking for the people, then there could be locks in this prison, if that's what it is. But if we're looking for the source, then interrogating potential perpetrator, who could be in that house over there, seems to be a logical course of action.
So do you now want me to pry this open with my natural 20?
No.
You plug it in. You do so you plug it in. You got your nat 20, and
That's a 40 with the bonus from the crowbar.
No matter how hard you try,
I'm an expert, if that makes a difference as well.
You cannot get this thing open.
Oh,
Get out.
I'm like,
If you bend the crowbar in half.
This not talking now. It's talking about things happening. Like you're like, come on, you are gonna get this thing open.
You bent it in half while we're all looking at the house.
Shit. And opening. Damn it. I was so excited I got a natural 20. I was like, yes!
We'll come back
Apparently-
to round 2 later.
We need a key.
You need to find.
Or
Yeah,
solve
you
the
need to solve the
puzzle.
puzzle.
Yeah.
Can we? Yeah, that's not what he thinks, but yeah, sure. Then should we continue around the other side of the house just to make sure there's
Yes.
nothing on the right?
Mhm.
All right.
Yes.
I agree.
Yes.
I missed all the stuff in the window. I'm ignoring it. I took no notes on that. I have no idea you saw that shit.
Which
I
was
said it out
focused.
is
loud.
the quickest way? Which is from where we are now? Which is the quickest way to get to the front of the house and the entrance? Is it going
Well, I think
back
we
the way
finished the
were,
circle.
or-
Let's just finish the circle
Yeah.
You
because
follow-
we didn't get to split do it. So
So you follow the circle round. There is nothing else on the other side. Let me just double check. There is nothing else on the other side. It is a clear circle all the way around, which takes you back. The fallen tree, which is on fire, still smoking.
Okay.
Still on fire.
It's not, but it's still, it's still smoking away. You could have,
Smoldering.
you could still cook on that if you wanted to. But yeah, you've gone all the way around the house. You are now closer to the front door of the house.
when we made this circle, Dave, is there any other entrances into the house besides the front? Was there any paths that lead to like side doors or back doors or anything like that?
There's definitely going to be other doors. So you have staff doors, a staff entrance, a back door, that kind
So
of
like
thing.
the sides and the back probably have an entrance.
Exactly. So this is
Okay, cool.
This is the main front door. Steps leading up is like a front porch,
Mhm.
and you can see the main door.
Well, then.
I'm gonna approach the main door and just say, I wonder if the door's locked. And I'm gonna kind of go for the handle.
Okay. You see that it is a kind of like a brass doorknob. If you've ever seen Home Alone, it's got the brand in there that burns people's hands. It's kind of got that kind of silhouette on there. This is the Zarwin, so there's the X-Men X. And as you put your hand on that, you realize two things happen. There's almost like, when you blow bubbles, there's that kind of oily rainbow swirl in bubbles.
Yep.
And this happens in your head at the same time. You just kind of notice that is around the house. It's like a thin, weird membrane around the door. And as you click and open the door crack, you hear, and your hair on the side of your head kind of goes. The house goes, takes a deep breath, and then suddenly you scream.
Oh,
So she's kind of like, her head's kind of down in her hands. And she just starts crying in pain. So it's,
What is going on?
and then she uses telekinetic whatever the fuck it is, projectile
Yeah.
to throw a brick straight at the party.
What?
Cool.
I'm moving the hell out of the way.
And you see these, not just one brick, but 1, 2, 3, just appear up off the floor and just all fly at you. So you can roll 3 to hits, and then you can pick the targets. And
Rad.
everybody roll the initiative, please.
Oh no.
I'm gonna tackle her and use my spell, I think. Okay.
All right.
Got possessed.
So I got. Hold on.
Can I use occult to see if there's anything wrong with her for my initiative?
I think there's something wrong with her.
I think
Well,
that's
what
something
might be wrong? Like if it's possession, if it's magic, if it's.
Right, we're going to go around the houses. Thad, initiative, please.
16.
Thank you. Lavana, initiative.
21.
21. Good roll.
Yeah, not bad.
Glad I did not spend
Delphine,
mine.
initiative.
13.
Evil Vittoria,
23.
23. And Tog.
23.
Ooh. Who's got their... What are we going to go for? Dexter... Well, let's say Victoria goes first.
It's your
'cause she got-
perception bonus or whatever you use. I have an 8 in total.
I was
for my
going
Like-
to... I was going to go with Victoria because she gets the surprise attack. So We'll put her
that's
at,
fine.
at the top of the round.
Hit me with a brick. I know you want to. It's the bricking in. Oh, Baron said it too.
Run.
So, for the hit, do I roll 3 at a time individually?
Yep, just
Okay,
roll one.
'cause
So
I
pick
did
your
that.
target and then roll to hit.
Okay.
Wait, is it 3 bricks a person?
No. So
Just
one,
the okay.
one each.
All right.
I don't have an animated gift
So-
for 3 bricks a person.
So the first one is going to be at Dockmeyer, and it's 25.
Yeah, you hit me.
Okay. So can I do the hits first and then do the damage after?
Yeah,
Just
go
so-
for it. Yeah.
okay.
They
Because
all
I already
fire off
rolled
at
them
the same time.
together. So the second one is going to go at Lavana, and it is 19.
Yep. I'm squishy.
And then the third one is at Delphine, and it actually not at Delphine, at Thaddeus, and it's 20.
Yeah, both a hit.
Yeah. Well done. Roll your damage.
Yep. So first one at
Let's go.
Dockmeyer, we got
This is strike 2.
15.
Okay. Glad I healed myself.
Next one at Lavana is 7.
Okay.
Jeez, lucky you.
Last one at Thaddeus, 14.
Jesus.
So this is very much like the remake version of Carrie. So she's like laughing, and like her hands are just kind of moving as she's laughing and hitting you all with these bricks.
Mm-hmm.
You got that kind of supernatural wind around
Yes.
you as well, like floating as if but not floating. Okay, Tog, you're up, followed by Lavana.
I standing next to her at the door, since that's where I've been every time we went to a door.
Yep.
Excellent. I'm going to start first with a harm spell out of reflex and to heal myself.
Yep.
My touch attack is a 29.
That hits.
Is it 10 over your AC?
Yes.
That's a crit.
Go for it.
8,
Rad.
9, 15, 25 points of negative energy.
Oh, good hit.
I heal myself for 3 off of that. And then with my next action, getting myself back under control. I'm like, you're like family, what are you doing? And I'm going to cast Soothing Words. It is a 1 action. So I use a 1 action touch, 1 action this. And that gives her an immediate will save. It's a +2 against will saving throws. It increases to a +2 if it's emotional effects. In addition, when you cast this spell, you can attempt to counteract 1 emotional effect. So whatever rage is going on, I'm trying to use my family domain power of Soothing Words to calm her. And I'm going to use my last action to grapple her.
Fine.
So you get a will save if that's something Dave allows.
No, that's perfectly fine. Go for it.
What am I adding to my roll?
You're going to get a +1 to resist whatever's going on to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your will
Or
save
2 if it's
bonus
emotional. I
is
don't know what the
8.
effect is, so.
Okay.
So D20 plus 8.
Okay. So I rolled a 24.
Does she resist? He's like,
I don't know.
go ahead and kill Doc.
Yeah. That
And then my
resists.
athletics
If
check to
it's-
grapple her is a 30.
That's fine. So that's a resist, and then you grapple. Then you realize when you're grappling her, this isn't what she used to feel like. This is power.
Okay.
This is something that you think you are nothing in comparison to her now. And she's just bemused that you're trying to grapple her.
Oh, shit. I would yell run as my last thing. Run! As I'm trying to hold her to the ground.
Yeah. Okay. Lavana.
30's not high enough. That scares the shit out of me.
Lavana, followed by a Thad.
Before I run, I'm gonna try and cast sleep on her.
Go for it.
19 on the die, plus my 8, so 27.
I am out of clearance.
Does that go against my AC?
It has no effect.
Okay.
So you just see that the spell dissipates. The sleep does not affect her. Whatever she is possessed by, is taken over. Is all powerful.
Okay.
Oh,
Then
I guess death is the only option.
I will start running back.
Okay. Running back to where?
I don't know. He said
Just
run.
run
So towards the
Run.
gate. The gate, the pond. Just run like at least like
I would not
I
go
don't
to
know,
the pond. That
It's
sounds
40
like a
feet away.
That sounds like the horror movie where you just run blindly into the cornfield.
Your
Okay,
panic
okay.
is delicious.
Oh, gross. Gates.
Okay, so Levana runs away. Thad, followed by Delphine.
Okay, so I know Victoria. She helps out at Blackwell Library. So I would be aware of her beliefs and her sort of her personality structure. So I'm trying to recall knowledge about those beliefs, so I can use that against her.
I was just going to check, Thad. Does this mean you accept that she's been possessed?
No.
Oh, okay. So you think it's theatrical or something?
Well, obviously, she's having a mental break.
I could knock her
There's been a
unconscious.
massive surge of adrenaline, and she's enraged and angry. So I need to try and unlock her inner psyche and calm her down.
I tried that. Beat her down.
Big dog.
So that check to recall knowledge about her particular personality was a 13. It's a recall knowledge check, so I don't know.
In the spur of the moment, you just have one of those brain farts, and it's gone. There was there 1
Fair
minute and gone the next.
Okay, so I'm going to move in and help Tog. I'm going to smack her a couple of times with the staff. Just try and knock her unconscious.
Okay.
That's the best we can hope for. Try and get her under control.
Yep.
So the first attack is a 15.
That does not hit.
Okay, I'll try a second strike,
Swing and a miss.
and that's less, the same number, so that's a 10 with a -5. So yeah, 2 misses. I'm unsettled by what I've seen. There must be some poison gas. The air in the house that's escaped as she's opened the door has infected her and enraged her.
Yeah, it's a gas
There must be
leak.
spores.
Got hit by an oil.
inside. Definitely mushroom spores. That's normally the source of these sort of things.
It's Mulder and Scully. It's a gas leak.
I'm never gonna believe this.
And that's my go.
Delphine.
I had my camera at the ready for the moment we got the door open. So the moment she was hit with the wind and I believe possessed, I caught it on film.
Okay,
or
nice.
magical glass.
For that, I am going to give you a hero point. So there you go. Thank you very much.
Oh, I
There you go.
see. I see
Thank
how
you.
this goes.
That's how
That'll
you
be
do it.
interesting to inspect later. And
Exactly.
Besides the library, she was at the college where I studied, so I would know. We've known each other for a number of years since I was a young adult, barely starting my studies. I am going to do lore haunts or occultism. I'm gonna do.
You have lore
What if it-
haunts? That's awesome.
I do have lore haunts. I have lore haunts that I'm going to see what I can tell from this. Like, I think she's possessed. I'm going to see what I can tell from that possession, if there's any way I can break it. But I do have holy water on my belt of ghostly accoutrements at the ready.
Nice.
I don't have any of that.
So, go for it. Do your knowledge first.
All right. 18, 19, 21, 22, 23, 24.
Okay, so you've definitely read about this kind of possession types before. There are definitely documented records through all kinds of religions throughout known history. But from even before the time of the Lost Omens to when we had Rune Lords and even further back than that, there are recorded possessions. This is everything about that you're seeing. Just is a tick in the box. Possession, 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 possession. What you don't know is what kind of power level.
Oh, how many actions do I have left? Camera was one action, or was that a free action because I was already prepared?
Camera is already there. You've got that.
So that was already done.
That's a
and so
free
that was
action.
one action.
Yeah.
That was one action to do lore, so I have 2 left. I had it, I lost it. No, I'm going to use my spell and I'm going to read her aura. just to see what kind of magic is being involved in this possession.
Okay.
And then it just targets. I don't think I have to roll anything. Do I have to roll anything? No, I don't have to roll anything. I just focus on it with my mind.
Yep. I don't know. What would possession come under?
Occult, curse, lore, haunt, all of those things.
Incarnate evil. There you go.
So nothing information to help me break it.
No.
No.
I mean, you can't possess a body if the body's unconscious.
Mm-hmm. You also had your plan. You also had your plan B.
My plan B was the holy water. I'm really, really sorry about this. I'm gonna splash it. And should I do it like an unarmed strike?
If you want to.
Oh, okay. Just to see if it hits her. This is the only thing I know. This is the only thing I can work. And I'm gonna flick it off the belt. I'm gonna fire it from my hip, and I'm gonna splash it towards her.
Oh God.
Oh heck.
I have 2 ghost charges, but that's just not going to work in this situation.
Okay, so
13 doesn't hit, but I do have a hero point.
Okay, do you use your hero point then? Let's go for it.
Oh, do I waste a hero point?
Hell yes, you should. We're gonna die.
Yep.
Possessed by some evil spirit or psychopomp or something crazy.
Does 19 hit?
19 hits.
Okay, so the vial, as you say, almost in slow motion, you fire from the hip. The last thing you have is boom. This vial
turn her into it.
Smashes. Yeah, Togger sees this, like, tries to move around. This vial straight into her forehead, shatters. The holy water splashes onto her face, and immediately you don't hear Vittoria laugh or scream. It is a much deeper voice. It's a pain, it's a roar. You feel the vibrations of this emanate out of Vittoria. And when she comes back, her eyes are black. She has, as well as all this kind of blood claw marks that she's got where she's crying blood, there's now black veins. Her skin seems to get sunken in. She shrugs off Tog as if it doesn't mean anything. Lands on the floor on all fours, and then bends over. You hear the bones snap, and the door is still open, just a little bit of ajar, and you see her, the head kind of twisted round a bit like the thing, and she scurries into the house. She doesn't go up the stairs. She goes up one of the walls and out across one of the balconies.
Well, that problem solved. I just shut the door.
We lost Vittoria!
And there we will pick up next episode. So, thank you very much. Well done, Jessa. We did it. Thank you for that. Which means next episode we actually get into the haunted house.
Look, I tried to pry us into the crypt or whatever the hell that thing is in the back. I really tried.
You got a nat 20 and it still didn't open. It was like...
I'm an expert in athletics. Yeah. I was like, maybe I can break it, maybe. For the shot. I bent a crowbar. Never done that before.
Yeah.
Well, that's a feat.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I marked down literally, I bent a crowbar first time ever. So here's my map. Here's where we're at.
Yes.
I don't know how close this is.
It's pretty spot on.
Cool.
It's as close as I can get it.
That is nice. Well done. Again, so I hope you enjoyed that. Again, this is a limited campaign run for my new players. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope we kind of started to lay down some of the ghostly lore. We've got loads of questions we have no answers for. We have how does ghosts relate to space? We have no idea. We're going to find out next episode, hopefully.
Nope.
Everyone who's watching, thank you very much for watching. We're going to find out more. We're going to get into the house next episode. In 2 weeks' time, we'll be back. And just so everybody knows, Jessa was our special guest player for this session. Next session, we will have a different special guest player.
Oh, I thought you were a cast member. I didn't know you were special.
I thought the same thing too, actually.
You duped us, Dave.
So we were planning this since before Christmas.
Yes.
Wow.
How we were going to lay down the lore, how we would mix it in with the characters as well, and for Jessa not knowing Pathfinder as well, to actually come up and do that is fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jessa.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
What is that?
Is that where I
The
hit
brick
you
is
with
on
the
map.
brick?
It says got brick.
Love it.
Perfect.
Someone wants to make fan art of me throwing a brick at him.
Yes,
do.
Yeah,
Yes.
that would be great.
I've
That'd be
also
amazing.
changed my Twitter display name. Instead of Hearts Penguins, which is what it's been for months, it's now
Bricks.
Hearts Bricks.
Oh my lord. Oh my lord.
So we hope you enjoy it. We hope you come back and stay for the next ones. Who knows? Maybe we'll see Jessa again. Who knows?
Maybe.
Or at least Victoria. She's in
I
the
hope
house
not. That means
now.
we're gonna
She's in
die.
the house.
She's in the
You
house
could stay
now.
there. You know, I said
Gone.
this house had good bones. I lied.
It now has Victoria's bones.
Yeah, it
Never
now
good
has-
My
bones.
bone crown is now in the house.
Yes.
Oh God.
Now
Why'd you have to predict that?
You can pick up this episode. It'll be on YouTube sometime over the weekend or Monday. So please stick around for that. If you don't already, it's youtube.com/bandofbadgers. Every little subscription you can do helps us out just a little bit. And all of these videos, everything we're doing, myself and Steve, some of the other badgers as well, we're coming over to the States, to Gen Con. So we get to see everyone there. Me and Eric are going to get very drunk.
Fuck yes.
Love
we-
it.
And Diana and Adam are coming too, and I'm getting them both sloshed too.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
no,
there we go.
Oh yes, 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 yes.
We'll take over a corner of a pub somewhere, or just find some stairs and get.
What do you
pissed.
mean? I have a rolling cart. We can go wherever we want.
I don't know the area. You show me
I know.
around. You're the tour guide.
I got you. Don't you worry. Don't you
So
worry.
Anything you can do. We also have t-shirts and merch. Again, all of the money we raise there is going to pay for the plane ticket, basically. But until next time, we'll see you again soon. Ta-ta for
Time
now.
to go design a shirt that says
Guys,
"Got
thank
Brick."
you.
That's
Thank
going to be my
you.
job.
Bye.
Weekend.
That'd be great. If you want to do that, let's do that.
We're going to make a T-shirt that says "Got Brick."
See you all.
Please do. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Yeah, if we get it, we'll share it. We'll sort that out.
Yay.
See you all.